Hello to all Legacy players, Legacy viewers, and Legacy aficionados here, there, far or near. We have got Legacy for you tonight. They're getting ready to kick it off. In fact, Coleman is likely going to be here in just a moment to let us know what we are going to have tonight. I'm excited. I hope that you are as well. It is good to see you, TS. It is good to see you, Aranel. It is good to see you, Tevin, and anybody else who is joining us. These names are wrong because I did not get that prepared, but I will change that in just a moment. All in all, my under the weatherness is just about squelched. I am fully on the mend, I believe, and just kind of waiting. Is there going to be miracles? Very likely, but you got to believe. You got to believe in it for that to happen. So if you don't believe enough, then I can't promise you miracles. Looking for some Stoneforge Mystic there. Also saying hi. It's good to see you. And someone is asking for Blue Red Delver, aggro, or burn, please. Alright, I dig it. I can do my best. Legacy, Dredge's best deck. If sideboards didn't exist, Dredge is one of the best decks. But because sideboards do exist, it runs into an obstacle, so to speak. And that obstacle is a stiff breeze. Depending on the version of Dredge, I guess. Some versions of Dredge are certainly less fragile than others. But Manaless Dredge, which is sometimes the one that people think of. What's up, Divine Life? It's good to see you. Manaless Dredge, the one that people often think of. Well, yeah. If sideboards didn't exist, is Dredge one of the best decks in Legacy?
Sideboards didn't exist?
Yeah.
Probably up there.
Cool. Noting that people aren't, like, I'm going to the event not knowing that that's the case.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Right. Alright, so how are we looking?
Well, you've got Chance facing the wall.
Okay.
And you've got Patrick on the other side.
This sounds like an exciting round.
Well, Chance on black-red.
Really?
Yeah.
That's completely unusual for him and not at all what he's been playing for
Patrick is on a very weird deck, but it's awesome.
Is it Blue Red Delver?
No. It is another Reanimator deck, but this one's playing Necrotic Ooze.
This is straight out of the Chase Hansen playbook, isn't it?
Well, there's Phyrexian Devourer and Triskelion.
I'm gonna have no idea how to commentate this deck.
Okay. I have no idea what it's doing, and I just watched him play a game. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on. He also has Children of Corlys, so he's going for a Tin Fins thing. I don't know what's going on.
We'll just call it Necrotic Tin Fins.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it looks awesome.
I'm gonna have no idea how to... I know my cards decently well. I'm not gonna know these ones.
Also, he also has some proxies in the list. I'm just letting you know beforehand in case anyone.
Do you have the buy?
Comments. No, I don't. I'm playing here in a second.
Alright, well, as soon as you're done, you gotta get in here and help me out.
That's fine.
Alright, thanks. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Divine Life, you went 5-0-1 today in FNM. Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome. What were you playing? Let's head on down. I will see you there. Adios. Alright, the players lining up here. Chance versus Patrick. You just want to see some miracles because you're actually really hoping that the top band didn't kill the deck? You remember looking at it and being surprised? Oh, I don't know. I'm not a miracles expert, so don't take my word for it, but I really have a hard time thinking that that miracles is going to survive. Certainly something else might take its place, but alright, so we're going to kick things off with what appears to be Underground. And Chance just going with the basic swamp. Let's see if he is going to be jamming in a Sire of Insanity. I just love the turn 1 Sire of Insanity from this deck. We're going to kick things off with an Unmask. We are going to get rid of a Dark Ritual to take a look at our hand and put something into the graveyard. And if Patrick doesn't have anything to say about this, then Chance is going to start looking pretty good. And it doesn't look like we... Oh, he's actually going for his opponent. We see a Lotus Bloom. We have a Thoughtseize, a Reanimate, 2 lands and a card that I can't quite tell what it is, to be honest, at the very end there. Excuse me. All in all, I'm much, much better. Oh, you're right. That is Buried Alive. Good eye. Good eye. Great call. So we're going to take the Reanimate. A little bit, I guess, because that one's 3 mana is probably why, and Chance might have another Disruption spell. But it looks like he is going to Entomb. Do we just have an... Okay, that might be why. Doesn't want the Reanimate to be going after his own creatures. Interesting. Tevin, that is exciting. I like that idea. What is up, Kellery? It's good to see you. You were gone for so long, and now you're back for a couple of days in a row. That is an Iona. We are going to reanimate it, and we are probably going to name Black. Naming Black. Okay, so an Iona's on the battlefield. Probably not good. But let's see what we can do. What's up, Rutro? Whoops, this is going to come back. And that was actually a... Okay. That was a polluted delta, and we're going to go for a... what appears to be a swamp there. The symbol looks like an island. Actually, I think this might be an island. Oh no, Patrick's got a deck that makes me think this deck is gorgeous. I'm kind of digging it. I am kind of digging it. Otherwise, Chance with his Iona, it is a 7/7, so Patrick on a relatively short clock. Going down to 19 off of that fetch from the polluted delta, untapping, and getting set for his turn. So, we already know that he has a Buried Alive, but that is 3 mana. Oh, you're right. That might be the Proxied Underground Seas. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of figured that it was something else because of going for it at the end step, but not certain. And we're going to drop this. Patrick does have the ability to cast this Buried Alive, but will that be enough without a way to actually get cards out of the graveyard? We are going for the fetch, so I think Buried Alive is probably going to be the cast. We are down to 11 after this fetch, so it is all tied up. Chance with only 1 land, not playing another land. Your fun Blue-Red Colossus deck in Standard? Now that sounds fun. Is this one that is running Fling? Because that sounds sweet. Oh yeah, it can't be Buried Alive. You're right. Can you get Iona off the field? Unless he's got main deck Echoing Truth? Not really. Maybe if you know what? If Patrick runs a Shriekmaw in his deck, he could actually evoke a Shriekmaw. So that's like the out that I see. I don't really see that as much of an out, but I see it. And it looks like we have got a handful of black spells and no way to cast them. So, Chance is just going to get his attack in, and that is going to be the end of it. This cough is getting much better. I still have a slight cough, but overall, I am feeling 95% better. So, I do slightly, and it should be going away pretty shortly here. Oh, man, otherwise we're just getting ready for Vegas. Who's going to Vegas? It's going to have full Legacy coverage. Who's hyped about that? I actually got super excited that they were going to be streaming the entire Legacy portion of GP Vegas. Okay. Hype from USMNT. So Chance takes that one with an early Iona on turn 1, and Unmask, taking out Patrick's ability to reanimate cards, and then just naming it a card that, you know, the majority of Patrick's deck operates on, ended up being pretty okay against him. Getting into the sideboard, Chance going to be looking for ways to contend against an opposing Reanimator deck. Ways to do that could be Hand Disruption, trying to name the cards that bring them back, but could also just trying to go for maybe some one-sided effects like a Leyland the Void They can take out one player's graveyard. The tricky part about that is that some of these effects can actually hit either graveyard. So Chance, on the draw, needs to be a little bit cautious, actually. Maybe a Surgical would be sweet. Surgical is just a cool card anyway. Neither player doing me many favors as far as showing me what they got. And it looks like actually some Cabal therapies from Patrick. So he's got a similar mentality of if you can take out the cards that are putting them in. Or actually those coming out. No, okay. Those were coming out. Looks like we've got him to Turok coming in. So maybe Patrick is just trying to capitalize on a little bit of that random discard and try and upset Chance that way. Take out maybe the Exhumes or the Reanimates or the Animate Deads that way. Especially being on the play, that could be really effective. I'll be curious to see what Chance does, because revealing a chance of the Annex against Patrick's deck might actually be pretty effective. Both these decks seem to be running pretty efficiently as far as, you want to cast spell A, spell B, be done with it. But Patrick, running a Necrotic Ooze, probably wants to be putting more cards into his graveyard than Chance does. That'll be tricky, because you want to get those abilities. So, I'll be curious to see what happens there. Random discard against Reanimator seems bad. Could be what they're going for, though. Looks to be what they're going for. There's only one way to find out for certain. So, Patrick on the play here, lining up Necrotic Tin Fins, which honestly just seems sweet. Running Necrotic Ooze in any deck looks sweet to me. And that is a Leyline of the Void in hand. Both of these players are, well, Patrick is about to have a great time. If both players drop a Leyline of the Void, I will be having the time of my life, personally. But I'm not sure if Chance has any actual outs to this card. So Chance is going to be potentially in some pretty big trouble here. Chance is mostly going to have to worry about trying to reanimate spells out of Patrick's graveyard. Double Leyline of the Void. Enough for both of them, but Patrick is not going to share. And we're going to reveal, so both players had pre-game actions. A chance of the Annex from Chance, which means that Patrick's first spell of the game is going to get countered unless he pays 1. With a Reanimate and I think lands in hand. So I think Patrick is now just hoping that this is enough to shut it down. Chance plays down a Lotus Petal, and he might be... I wonder how many spells in his deck he could potentially cast. A Thoughtseize coming in. We see another Leyline that he didn't put down. He had 3 Leylines in that hand. 3 of them. Oh my goodness. We're going to take the Reanimate. That is adorable. It's good to see you. You're one of my favorite viewers. Now, to be fair, I would say that again to most people, but I gotta say, I get a really big kick out of saying your name. Adorable is just such a clever name. Plus, you have a little heart emote there, and that makes me feel pretty good. Tristan Compton, it's good to see you. And that looks to be a scrub land from Patrick. So the Thoughtseize takes out the only non-Leyline of the Void card in Patrick's hand. Chance might be on the stock up on Dark Rituals and try and hardcast a Gristlebrand game plan, which sounds crazy, but probably would work. It only takes another land, 2 Dark Rituals, and a Gristlebrand. You're welcome. And we drew a Reanimate, completely in line with the Thoughtseize rule. What'd it do, Chaos? What'd it do? I'm feeling a whole lot better after being a little bit under the weather. I'm feeling much, much better. Some use Wear and Tear, very possible. But Wear and Tear wouldn't be enough here because there's 2 Leylines. And now Echoing Truth wouldn't quite be enough because Patrick can just recast it. Which, actually, that might maybe just needs the 1 turn. But a Wear and Tear wouldn't be enough against these. Fair enough. Fair enough. 2 wear and tears. You got me there. Admittedly. And let's see what we can do. No fez from yesterday? No, not today. Not today. I'm actually not wearing my vest. It's in my car. Forgot to put it on. Cabal Therapy. What will we name? And we see Animate Dead, Entomb, Dark Ritual, Chancellor of the Annex, and an Ashen Rider. So Chance has got 1 Dark Ritual, mostly just needs another... Huh. So Chance, looking for a way to play this. Unmask coming down, probably getting rid of one of these, yep, Entombs. Let's take another look, see what we can grab. And we are going to take the Reanimate again, likely? What is that? Hold on. What is that?
Which one? Phyrexian Devourer.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. That is a Phyrexian Devourer. If its power is 7 or greater, sacrifice it. 0 to remove the top card of your library from the game to put an X+X+X counter on Phyrexian Devourer, where X is equal to that card's casting cost. So using that with the Necrotic Ooze. And Chance is going to then Animate Dead that to have a 0/1. So now Chance has got a 0/1 Phyrexian Devourer. Oh my goodness. Tristan Compton, you just got off work. I hear ya. Work was exhausting today. Cabal Therapy coming down. Probably gonna take the Dark Ritual. Oh, taking the Entomb, not the Dark Ritual. Interesting. And now, Chance with his proud 0/1 might actually activate this just to see what we can get. Go for it, Chance. Believe. Believe. I believe. Exiles a Tidespout Tyrant, which makes its power 7 or greater, and it just dies. And now Chance is out a Necrotic Devourer, but so is Patrick. Oh my goodness. What a game. Phyrexian Devourer in Legacy. I love it. This game too, between the hate, two Leylands really restricting Chance's plays. And we do find a Reanimate. Chance kicking it back. Oh, this is fantastic. What can Patrick do here? Is that a Gitaxian Probe? We see Griselbrand, Double Chancellor, Ashen Rider, Dark Ritual. Chance is 1 Dark Ritual away from casting this Griselbrand. What's up, Alexis Bros? And we're going to Thoughtseize. Going down, down, down to 16. That's a Triskelion as well. Oh my goodness. Murph, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, but I hope that you are. Take care of yourself, okay, buddy? So do you take the Triskelion? Probably not. Alexis Bros, how you doing? How you doing? I'm doing well. Watching some crazy Legacy. He needs another Dark Ritual and another land to cast Griselbrand? Really? Wait, hold on. 3 lands plus the net 5. Oh, but you gotta use the 1. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You do need another land. Good call. Good call. And we're gonna kick it back from Chance. Neurotoxin, it's good to see you. How you doing? I see that little wave emote. Let's just do a little wave. Wave to everybody. So, Alexis Bros, come by sometime. We'd like to have you. Chance on 3 lands. Patrick on 4. Still Drago happening. Unmasked. Getting rid of the Gristlebrand of all cards. Exiling that. Taking another look. And we... Wow. Thoughts on if Marvel should be banned? I don't play enough Standard to have an informed opinion on it, to be honest. I know that there's a problem. I'll talk to Dylan about it, Alexis Bros. So Chance looking for a land in a Dark Ritual. I think we may have found the Dark Ritual. But still looking for more. Chance at 16. Patrick at 19. Neither player's doing much in this game, too. Game 1 ended on turn 4 with 3 hits from an Iona. Game 2, not quite in the rush that we saw. Patrick dropping 2 Leylines of the Void. When is our larger legacy event? Next Friday. Next Friday. Come join us for it. It is going to be kind of our F&M, actually. We are doing a GPT, the last GPT, next Friday evening. I don't believe it's at 5 p.m. Let me get an updated time frame on that. Y'all are good. I was just going to see if Colin was standing by so I could ask a question of Dylan. But y'all are good. Keep doing you. You guys are great. Thanks for being who you are. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Divine Life. Oh! Whoa! We going for it? Gristlebrand! It's a Gristlebrand using the 3 lands, the Lotus Petal for white. Or black, it doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna draw 7. We're gonna go down to 9. Yes! Divine Life, the big issue is that it's a random effect in top level Magic. And like, pros hate that. It's like if Mana Clash was tier 1. People just hate that. Dark Ritual into Dark Ritual plus 4 mana sources makes enough to drop in this Gristlebrand against Patrick. Patrick, on the other hand, needs to get something going. Was able to slow down chances, bought a lot of time, discarding cards on the cleanup step right now. And we are pitching it. So, we are down to 17 for Patrick. We are going for a swamp, and it is time to do or die. There's a Gristlebrand on the field. The clock is ticking, and Patrick has got to put something together. These Leylines got him part of the way there. They got him to turn 7, potentially. But he has been hitting all the land drops and not developing his board state, unfortunately. And part of this has been draws, and part of it has been that Chance has been relatively frequently going for some hand disruption through Unmask and Thoughtseize. So Patrick needs something right now. What that is, I have no idea what to expect out of this deck. But he draws a land, which likely isn't it. So he's got a Reanimate and a Triskelion, but that Triskelion, likely not enough against this Gristlebrand, unless I'm completely forgetting something. Okay. Does anyone play Big Red? I don't know, actually. Sometimes. Okay. I did see that, Doro, though it's the colors, actually, not the CMC, I thought. What's Big Red? It's a Mono Red Sneak and Show. It's a Mono Red, like, ramp into Blood Moons and then eventually just drop in things with sneak attack. It's a Shade of Hades! Geek Fortress rules, thank you so much for the sub. That is 7 months in a row. Thank you so much. Bringing us up to 145. Yes, we have dropped down quite a bit. We've got 30 to go until our goal of 175 that we currently have. But thank you, everybody. And Chance drops down his own Leyline of the Void. It is now a Leyline of the Void fight, except Patrick is much closer to actually casting his spells, except the Chance already did. This Triskelion likely not going to be enough, but with both players rocking some Leyline of the Voids, Chance with a couple of Lotus Petals as well. We'll see what we can do. Chance just going for the attack for 7, drawing 7, giving himself the opportunity to get the most possible plays in this turn. And revealing that he may have an Animate Dead here, looking at that Phyrexian Devourer, do you want to take that gamble again? Personally, I say yes. That card is hot. I love it. I absolutely love it. But that's just me. But that is just me. Unmask. And we're going to pitch an Animate Dead. We see Leyline of the Void, Reanimate, and Triskelion. If you take the Triskelion, it actually becomes exiled because of this Leyline of the Void. So I would consider that. Looks like he will as well. Is Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger a super rare card? It is mythic. So it is one of the cards. It is a mythic, yeah. We're going to discard a Faithless Looting. Go in for that cleanup step. Okay. There you go. There you go, Aaron. There you go, Kellery. Turn 1 a World Spine Worm. That sounds delightful. Or no. Jeff Hoagland is pretty cool. What's up, Batusai? Good to see you. Good to see ya. So, Patrick, we're going to be losing some of these cards to exile. And I honestly don't even know what to do at this point for Patrick. I thought he's coming down, but that's going down to 8. Guess still technically alive. We see a lot of big threats. Lens. Goo. A lot of reanimate abilities. Gamon takes. It's good to see you. Honestly, I don't even know what I'd take at this point. Maybe the reanimate? I don't know. I just don't know. This hand seems really good. Mostly because this Thoughtseize doesn't stop the Griselbrand. Batusai. Batusai? Isn't that what I said? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. What's up, Jonathan Cool? It's good to see you. And Tiki Dan. Here's the Degenerate players. Indeed. Indeed. Fair? Fair is such a subjective term. What isn't fair about Storm? I personally think that Storm is a surprisingly fair deck. But mostly I just find the term fair to be, like, if you aren't telling your opponent to look that way and then slamming in 30 cheaty faces, your deck is probably fair. That's, like, my opinion. It's always great to see you, TJ, but how do you see me? I see your name, and your name your name is a representation of you, and it stands in very nicely, because it always looks nice. So it's a really good representative. And look at that, a Chancellor of the Annex. So, counting some spells. Basically, I don't know, I just find the term fair to be very subjective. Like, fair is, you know, some people consider Jund fair, and then other people will tell you what's fair about Thoughtseize into Dark Confidant into Liliana. Or into Tarmogoyf into Liliana. Like, Is that any more fair than casting 30 spells off of rituals? Not really. So, Chance takes the win in 2 with the Gristlebrand to finish it off. Turn on Emrakul? Depends. I mean, sounds fair to me. Okay, so Chance takes it, and we're going to try and find another match for you. I will see you all up in the booth. Let's have some fun tonight. And Adorable, that's exactly it. I don't know. I mean, this is all semantics. It doesn't actually matter. I'm just offering my own little perspective on these semantics. Fair and unfair generally mean certain things, but to me, everything is fair. To me, the subjectivity falls very much in one side of the pendulum. That's what I'm saying. It's certainly, I'm not trying to convince you of one thing or other. Okay, I will see you all up there. Hello and thank you for joining. I'm going to scoot to the chair to my left and see what I can find, so stick with me. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hi, Joe.
What's up?
Could you do me 2 favors?
So,
One is, could you keep your eyes open for another match? And 2, could you ask Dylan what time the GPT on Friday starts? When the first round starts?
I'm gonna say it's registration at 6, starts at 7.
I
will
think
double
you're
check.
right, but
I'm
I want to
pretty
make sure.
I'm playing it, but I will double check with you for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Okay. So, there we go. 16 kilometers. Hey, what's up, Code Rod? It's good to see you. Thanks for turning that follow button even while I was sitting there yelling out at Joe. But that's wonderful. It's good to have you here. We are double checking on that time. I think it's actually at 7, not at 5. You have a fully foiled blue, black, green, and black, red, green reanimator decks. That's awesome. The blue, black, green. The green better be for Abrupt Decay and the Arc Pig. If you're not running the Arc Pig, you should be running the Arc Pig. Okay. Let's see. Zarek0 has earned their knighthood. Thank you so much for the sub. I will keep doing what I do. You keep doing what you do, which is making the world a better place, both by supporting what I do here and supporting yourself in what you do in the world. Thank you so much. You are great. Zion Black. Thank you. I would love to work for Wizards. I would love to, but unfortunately I don't. But yes, I would like to work for them or for Star City eventually. That would be my eventual goal in commentary. Granted, I'd love to keep doing this at the same time, so if I can do both, that would be the dream. But I would certainly love to. I'd be very open to the concept. Okay, let's see here. What's a decent legacy deck that you can build for $100? You already have the fetches. Burn. Do you have Goblin Guides? If you have Goblin Guides, then you can do Burn. Because I think the rest of the deck can be done for under 100. Also, the Black-Red Reanimator deck, surprisingly cheap. Yes, Dylan has been cruising through the YouTube. So he has been uploading old events like crazy. When was the last time that I saw a treasure hunt deck? Last Saturday, actually. Last Saturday. Love what I do. Just work on my okay. Oh, just because I say that a bunch? Okay, fair enough. I dig that. I dig that. I can certainly work on that. You never notice the little like things that you have until someone points them out, and then you try to avoid them. So I try to avoid uhs and ums and all that stuff. But eventually, then I end up saying, okay. Which I don't need to. So, I also say that a bunch. But, let's see here. Guides are cheaper than Eidolon? Really? I did not know that. Treasure hunt, yay. Treasure hunt, yay. Treasure hunt, yay!
Don't have another match yet, but Dylan confirmed yes. Registration starts at 6. Games will start at 7.
So, on Friday, next Friday, 1 week from today, we are going to be having the final, the big finish GPT for Vegas, which will have a Legacy event. Legacy GPT. Joe will be there playing something absurd, I'm sure.
Oh, Friday? Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant Vegas.
No. At the GPT. You'll be there playing something absurd.
Or
Absurd.
something I'm playing. Yeah.
Cool. At 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. It is time to get hyped. It is time to get excited. We are moving it up. We're turning the clock back a half an hour next Friday to go through a full GPT. That's right. It is going to be a long night because we are going to have the full GPT experience beginning at 7, which means that we may have 5 rounds plus cut to top 8. We are going to be in it for the long haul. We are going to be fighting to the finish. We are going to be making it through as we watch these players strive for the perfection and the penultimate prize of those free wins in Vegas, the land of secrets that aren't secrets while you're there. Is Joe still absurdly busy? Yes, he is, I believe, but he is getting a bit better about it, to my knowledge. So I'm pretty hyped about it, and I cannot wait for next week. We'll be kicking it up a notch, and I believe that we may have an extra special guest host for it, but I still need to confirm that because they need to make sure that they can actually get here. But I am excited about this potential guest commentator. I should fly you out so you can play in the GPT. I would consider it if I was a lot richer. If I was a lot richer. You sold your Manaless Dredge Legacy deck. Everyone used to run a place out of Leyland of the Void. Oh, I'm sorry. Jesse, it's good to see you. How you doing? You're great. Thanks for being all that you are. Thanks for being so cool. The other day, I messaged you out of the blue and about, well, you know what about, and you were super cool about it. And thanks for being who you are. Thanks for being who you are. You are someone who has got goodness in your heart, you know? And I like that about you, Jesse. You're someone who, when you go out into the day, it is with maybe not even the intent, but with the effect of making that day better. Thanks for that. You're gonna go take a nap and then come back. That's reasonable. Gotta get well rested to watch some of that coverage.
We have our sweet next game.
Tell me more about it. Who's facing the wall?
Alright, so facing the wall is Paul
What? Nice.
on Black Red Reanimator.
Really?
Yep. And back to the wall, we've got Sean playing a Bug Vial deck.
S-E-A-N or S-E?
S-E-A-N.
Bug Vial, huh?
It's super interesting. They actually just finished game 1. Main deck Notion Thief and Phyrexian Obliterator.
Did that beat a Gristlebringer?
And an Iona. And a Gigitaxius.
So we're heading into... Oh my god.
Notion Thief, Gigitaxius. Have fun.
So I just draw 7, discard 7?
Draw 7, play as many as possible on your turn, then discard it.
And who won? Bug Vial won?
Bug Vial. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That
Destroyed.
is brilliant.
Well, yeah, they just finished game 1. Have fun with this one.
Apparently it is the night to watch some interesting decks. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay. Starting at 7 p.m. Isn't that too late to start? It's the final one, so we decided to celebrate it. So we'll be doing some food and all kinds of stuff. Let's head on down for this game 2. I will see you there. Alright, these players explain how Bug Vial works. Well, it is going to have Ether Vial, and that's about all that I know about it, but it appears to be kind of toolboxy. We have got Notion Thief in the deck. I would be surprised if Leovold was not in there as well. But, is it sponsored by Monster? No. No, it is not. But it's the final GPT, so we're going to try and have some fun with it. You know? You know? So, Bug Vial We are looking at blue, black, green, likely just good stuff. Maybe a slightly consolidated CMC, but running Phyrexian Obliterator and Notion Thief. Those are both 4-mana creatures. I would be surprised if True Name Nemesis wasn't in this deck, but maybe it isn't because that one isn't a great Vile creature. It's just good all around. This is going to be curious. Why are GPTs going away? Because Wizards has stopped creating them or allowing them to be created. They did not serve the purpose. Many stores had successful GPTs that did serve their purpose, but the majority of them did not. And they ended up just being events that either didn't fire, or they were ones in which just a bunch of other people would sign up to try and get one person the buys, and it just didn't end up fulfilling what they wanted it to. Am I going to play in any of the GP Vegas events, or just going to hang out and meet people and chill? So far, my intent is to do side events and do some networking and all that stuff. But if I do, I might do one main event, but it's more likely that I will not. You'd rather keep your bugs in a jar than a vial? I guess as long as you keep them somewhere. As long as you keep them somewhere. So Paul taking a look at a 6 after a mulligan. Oh no, this is full 7, sorry. And this hand has gotten Entomb, a lot of lands, and a pedal. Okay, and we are going to go down to 5, so that was a mulligan to 6. So we are heading on down. Sean content with his hand. Unfortunate for Paul here in this game 2, going to be on the play. Grinding with an infinite challenge badge. Interesting. Tell me more about that sometime. I've never gotten a challenge badge. Does that just mean that I get unlimited side events? Because that sounds kind of fun. Playing for unlimited side events sounds incredibly fun. Because then I just do Modern whenever I feel like it, and I don't have to always show up, like... Especially across the course of 5 days instead of 2, or 4 days instead of 2. Yeah, that sounds good. So a Thoughtseize from Paul and Sean is going to take a... We are going to see... Ether Vial, Brainstorm, Deathrite Shaman, Phyrexian Obliterator, Notion Thief, and... I don't think that was a Scion of Una. It's a promo art that I don't recognize. And is that a Forbidden Orchard? No, it's not. Okay. So we're going to drop in an Ether Vial here. And we are going to reanimate the Deathrite Shaman for Paul. Interesting. So we're already down to 17. And we are trying to get this locked and loaded. The Ether Vial now on 1. Let's see. Oh, that's the V-Click promo. I didn't know that there was a... I didn't even know there was a promo for V-Click. That makes a lot more sense than anything that I thought it might be. So that was a Vendilion Click. Very cool. The Vial is up to 2. We're going to drop in a land. That was a smooth move by Sean. And... I'm willing to buy that red mana thing. Just so you know. Mostly the red mana one. Mostly the red mana one.
Hey, TJ.
But we can talk.
TJ, I work my card kingdom. I'll go grab you one.
Cool. Cool. What you doing?
No,
What
hi.
you doing?
Hi, Cat.
Thanks, Ian. Okay. Sorry, I saw a red mana thing and I needed it. I needed it. So we have got some DCI, beautiful, beautiful lands. And our Vial is now on 3. Vendilion Click now an option. That appears to be a Scrib Sprite, from what I can tell. Okay. Sorry, not Scrib Sprite. What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of Scrib Sprites? What am I thinking of? No, I'm not thinking of Scrib Sprites. Dang it. Okay. Why did he chase Mayboy? Because having people jump in and out of the booth throughout the night gets surprisingly difficult on my mental capacity to change gears. So, Leovold coming down for Sean. We've got the 3/3. Tell me there's a painter? There is sometimes a painter. It's a cool Vial deck with sweet foils. It does seem to be the case right now. Okay. Should you go to Star City, Baltimore? Scrib Ranger. Thank you. Thank you so much. I should know that because Ian always plays it, but I was totally spacing right there. Ventiliclick coming down. Do we name the target? It looks like we might be going for Paul, but it looks like Sean is telling him, hold up, I might be picking a different player. So making sure that you do that before Paul shows his head. Nerf Blaster! Ba, 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 ba. Nerf Blaster, thank you so much for subscribing with that Twitch Prime sub. You get one free every month. There's so many amazing streams in the world. Choosing it to use it here means the world to me. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for being the person that you are. Plus, your name is very exciting. I love Nerf guns, and that's always cool. So, we are going to take a look at that hand, and we have got... Ooh... There's an Iona in this hand. Interesting. Possibly going to get rid of the Iona, but it doesn't look like there's a way to discard it at the moment. So maybe you just leave them with this hand. Nope. Okay. That is not the lesson that we learned. Instead, we are going to draw a card and keep a mystery card going here. And Sean is going to draw and kick it back. So, I think that Vial is untapped. But I'm not... Oh, no, he tapped that at his upkeep. Never mind. I'm wrong. Okay, so he tapped that at the upkeep to go for it. To get this out, and then he ticked it up to 4 in response to the trigger. So I caught back up. Caught back up. Okay, so now that we have that, the next turn we might be looking at that Phyrexian Obliterator, which we saw in hand coming down. But for now, we're going for an Entomb from Paul. We have still got the Scrib Ranger out, which can untap target creature. Maybe not enough, but otherwise we've got a Ventiliclick. Let's see if something like an Ellish Norn would be incredibly powerful on this board. But I'm not sure what we will see. I keep seeing all these decks with green. It makes you want to throw together a random budget list. Do it! Do it. Have some fun. Whoa! That is an Inkwell Leviathan if I ever saw one. What a cool inclusion. I love this card. Island Walk, Trample, Shroud, 7/11 when your opponent's at 15. Does not get blocked by a Phyrexian Obliterator. Might be part of Paul's mentality here. Going for a card that cannot be stopped by that threat is pretty cool. Because then Paul doesn't have to actually sacrifice anything. It's a pretty clever play, really. That is pretty cool. And the art on that card makes no sense. It's like it's a spaceship. It looks like an artifact. Oh, it is an artifact. But I've never really understood, is it coming from the right side of the panel? I don't know. Adorable, I see you're also a fan of the Boondock Saints. I dig that about you. Boondock Saints is great. Sean untaps, and now you've got a 7. What does Island Walk do? Island Walk means that it cannot be blocked if the defending player controls an island. So we're going to get in with the Flyers. This is 4 damage coming in. We're going to be falling down to 7. Not enough of a clock on that side. And we do have the Notion Thief in hand. We've got Brainstorm, Phyrexian Obliterator. Not sure what we'll be going for. Plus, we have a Force of Will, which looks kind of nice. But not a ton otherwise. Tapping a mana here. And we have got a Faithless Looting from Paul. Looks like Sean says that that is, in fact... Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Sean is saying, just so you know, I have a Leovold. Do you want to not cast that? Because Paul already drew a card for the turn. Am I doing Bike TJ? Not here. So we do attack. We are going to put this... Oh, are none of these islands? We put in the Obliterator. We are going to block. This is going to be 7 damage. Oh, Sean takes it! No islands on the battlefield. The 7/11 deals 7 damage to the Phyrexian Obliterator, and Paul loses it all. Sean takes the game in 2 off of a crafty block with a Phyrexian Obliterator. Oh, man. Phyrexian Obliterator, the MVP. The 5/5 that whenever a source deals damage to it, its source's controller sacrifices that many... I guess it's only 5 permanents because that's trample, but whatever. Sacrificing 5 permanents on Paul's side of the battlefield, and that's going to lock it up for Sean, who's going to move on up into round 2 with a win. My goodness gracious, golly gee willikers, I absolutely love it. Well, let's head up to the booth and get ready for round 2. I will see you there. Hello, and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ, and this is the Geek Fortress stream. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button and join us more in the future. I love doing this, and it's a lot of fun. I like to have co-hosts when I can, but on these Legacy nights, it's a little bit tricky, because those Legacy players love to be Legacy players, specifically. But, that was sweet. How you doing, E-Hutch? It is good to see you. It's good to see everyone else. Good on Sean to let him take that looting back. I hear you. It is nice. It is nice. And, you know, everybody's still getting used to Leovold. The card came in almost a year ago, and it hasn't left. Jesse, thank you so much for the sub. That is awesome and kind of you. I absolutely love it. Thank you. And Terethio, more arm waving, you've got it. Thank you so much for cheering in those bits. Gotta love it. It's the cheers, and we get 5 of them. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dig it. But if you haven't heard yet, we have got some exciting news. Now, I know how much you love tuning into Geek Fortress at 7:30 Pacific time on Fridays to catch your sweet, sweet Legacy action. But wait. There's more. There's excitement coming, because next week, 1 week from now, not only are we starting Legacy 1/2 hour earlier at 7 o'clock Pacific time, but why? Why are we doing that? It's because it is the last, the final, the summit of GPTs happening on Friday at 7 o'clock so that the players can fight to the finish in the quest for those buys at GP Vegas. They will be showing up here, and we will be kicking it off, streaming you all the action from Geek Fortress on Friday, June 2nd, next Friday, 1 week from now. But don't feel weak just yet.
1 week
Get
from
some
now.
food. Don't wait now. Get some hearty food. If you're a vegetarian, don't eat that meat, but anybody else can if you feel like it, and it is within your reach. But make sure you stay strong, because you are going to be with us for the long haul as we fight through it. I almost punched the door.
Yeah, you did.
Wow, that was close. Hi, Coleman.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay.
Still getting over the fact you didn't make a flying pun when you said reach. Okay.
Agreed.
Anyway, so you've got Chris facing the wall.
What? Nice.
Chris, is it blue? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is it blue?
So, no, because he's playing lands and I had to figure out if it was the blue splash or not.
She's just on black green.
Oh, you already know? Okay, what color?
It's a straight red green.
Okay. Just red-green lands.
Okay.
And you have Joe on the wall. It is not what you think.
I know.
It is some Nick Fit action.
Joe doing what Joe does.
I asked him beforehand if he was playing Enchantress, so wanted to make sure of that before I put him on.
No, I knew that. I knew that.
I didn't.
Oh, no, Joe's all about this. It's value. Joe loves value.
Well, when he showed up with Corsair Prefix, I imagined it was in Enchantress.
Oh, I hear you. That makes sense. Hey, can you tell Coleman that Jesse says hi?
What?
Can you shout at Coleman that Jesse says hi?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so let's head on down for round one. I'll see you there. Why, yes, I did mean round two. You're gonna go. Why, yes, I did mean round two. So Joe gonna kick things off with a Misty Rainforest. Always a little bit tricky. Sounds like a mechanical keyboard. It is a mechanical keyboard. Trying to brew a hilarious deck with Hostility and Legacy. Thoughts? Yes, I think. Certainly sounds interesting. Nickfit is sweet. So we're going for the turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. Now Nickfit, a deck which is defined by basically 9 cards and then your favorite cards ever. Veteran Explorer, Cabal Therapy, and sometimes a Phyrexian Tower. Likely a Phyrexian Tower. But Joe down to 19 at the moment. With a Deathrite Shaman on the field. Chris going with a Windswept Heath on red-green lands. It is going to be a little bit of a tricky match. Joe's both of these decks are generally hard to interact with. Will Geek Fortress be open for the weekend? Sure. Absolutely. Let's see here. He's on lands now. Chris is always doing everything. He does all kinds of stuff. And we are gambling for Chris. Probably going to be going for a Life in the Loam. Because then it doesn't matter where it ends up, you're happy. Instead, actually I think that was a Punishing Fire. He must have a Grove in hand. And maybe already have the Life in the Loam. Because if he gets that Punishing Fire, he can shut down a lot. Okay. Interesting. Zach, to be honest, I am not Dylan, so I can't really speak to it, but I don't know why Dylan wouldn't be open. But usually the right person to ask that is Dylan. But I believe he's doing events. Like, I believe that we still have Standard on Sunday and all that stuff. So the biggest question would be Monday, more than anything, but the weekend itself is, I'm sure, open. So we did not lose our Punishing Fire. Joe untaps, has possible 3 mana. I know it's a holiday weekend. It doesn't mean that he's going to be not here, though. And a Birthing Pod! Birthing Pod coming down for Joe. But I know that I get a 3-day weekend. That's how I know. That is how I know. I get a 3-day weekend. I'm pretty hyped about that. Okay. This is going to be sweet. So we do lose the Deathrite Shaman to this Punishing Fire. We now have Grove of the Burnwells and Punishing Fire online. Joe passes it back. Kept a 2-lander with 2 forests and lost the Deathrite Shaman. And Joe now struggling. Chris suddenly looking pretty good. And we have a Life in the Loam here for Chris. Kicking it back. So Joe oh man, this is brutal. We are down to 18. And Joe is struggling in this game 1. Chris might end up just taking this one pretty well. You work 10 hours today and 10 hours tomorrow and get 8 unpaid hours on Sunday. I bet that your salary, in which case they are paid. Or it's housework. Like doing stuff around the house. And we are, ooh, okay. Tranquil Thicket is going to cycle us a little bit, get back at some dredge. That's a Wasteland, which doesn't hit much, but it's also the Dark Depths. Okay. Yep. Salary. Which actually means that they aren't unpaid, they're just not directly correlated to pay as much as you sometimes relate your pay to per hour, even though salary sometimes defies that. He gets into a weird spot. Joe draws a Brainstorm. Very good when you have 2 forests in a pod. Maybe he can pod that Brainstorm using the Restoration Angel to flicker the land, and then cycle that with, I don't know. I have no idea. I ran out of ideas there. I was trying to say as many absurd things as possible. 4-day weekend here. Air Force is pretty nice sometimes. Very cool, SB Nance. That's sweet. Mock Stabbing coming down, pitch in the Dark Depths. Because we already have one. Chris with the Dark Depths out, and a Wasteland joining the battlefield, tapping 2 mana, firing off the Life from the Loam. Oh, I hear ya. I hear you, Weston. Either way, I'm sorry that you do have to work extra. That is unfortunate. And Joe discarding a Baleful Strix for the turn. Completely uncastable. He'd have to draw 2 lands just to start casting that. And Joe... I mean, one of these decks is all the lands, and Joe apparently is on none of them. I think Joe went into this recognizing that this was going to be kind of a balance thing, so that as long as there was enough lands to go around, they'd be fine. And Chris decided to take advantage of that by playing all the lands that Joe wouldn't have any. You're also in Vegas for work. Nice! SB Nance, that's awesome. Hopefully I get the chance to meet you. Getting back 3 lands. That pot is so close to being useful. Yep, so close. So close. Thespian stage coming down. Joe needs a win or he is going to lose. That is where it is. We have a Thespian stage. We have a Dark Depths. Chris has the ability to at Joe's end step, and Joe is picking up the cards. Chris is going to win, taking game 1 from basically a technical knockout, because it's technically a knockout if your opponent never wakes up. Is that how boxing works? I'm not a boxer. If someone who's a boxer could toss that in for me, let me know. That would be great. Okay. Funky Man Kev, that sounds great. Are you going to come play Modern with us if things don't go the way that you'd like them to? Even though I know that they will and that you're going to win. But if they don't, are you going to come play Modern with us at 6 up at Geek Fortress, which is on the way home? Just tossing that out as a possibility. Just tossing it out. Is this the Bombardment, Joe? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Don't just tossing things out, Funky Man Kev. I know that you're a funky man who gets to get down into the U.S. from Canada. See? See? It makes sense suddenly. Now the name makes sense. And I assume that your name is Kev. Or it's a shortening of Kari Zev. Never know. Never know. Names are crazy. Oh, I hear you, Funky Man Kev. I hear you. So, some sideboarding happening from Joe here. Now I do see that he... Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Weston, there's just a large portion of it that is just black. Yes. There's just a large portion of it that is straight black. Man, Chris's tattoos are pretty sweet, though. It's always like... It's always cool having just his hands on stream. It's like, hands on stream. Because mine are all boring and stuff. But his are not boring. Or, well, and stuff. Why is there a breathing pot on the screen? Oh, because there was one on Joe's side of the battlefield. Check it out. This was from our old mic. I could sing into it like a Tommy Moonray would. Except Tommy Moonray doesn't use a microphone. He just projects his voice throughout the stadium. Haven't seen one of those since it was banned in Modern. Nice. Okay. They're very hand-like and handy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. They do come in handy. They do come in handy sometimes. So, Joe, dropping in a Verdant Catacombs. Let's see if he can kick it off with the Veteran Explorer. It's off to a good start if we're fetching a basic, so he's at least reasonably confident about what he's got going on in hand. And it is the Veteran Explorer. Joe's going to pass it back. Chris, unlikely to have a great answer at this point, and it is very likely that Joe will be firing off one of those super sweet Cabal therapies next turn. Veteran Explorer, the heart and soul of this NickFit deck. It just is. The 1/1 for 1, that when it dies, each player searches his or her library for up to 2 basic lands and puts them onto the battlefield, not even untapped. Now, we do have a Thespian Stage and a Tundra going with an Exploration, so Chris suddenly looking pretty good. We'll see if Joe can do better. You might consider getting back into Modern. Grixis Death Shadow looks fun. It is kind of fun. Attack for 1. Chris down to 18 after his fetch as well. And a Phyrexian Tower coming down. We are going for it, sacrificing that we are going to grab 2 basics, plus we are going to sacrifice the Veteran Explorer for the ability of the Phyrexian Tower, getting black into his mana pool. So Joe, suddenly in the realm of casting 5-drops. He can drop a Thragtusk now, and wouldn't even have to think twice about it. And then someone's going to make a joke about the card Think Twice. But that's okay, now I'm ahead of you, since I just mentioned it. So now there won't be one. But now there will be, because people just want to be defiant. Okay. I see sound. You won't be in chat much, but always great to watch some Legacy. That's wonderful. I hope that you're having a good evening, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening going forward. We're going to cast a Deathrat Shaman and a Baleful Strikes, leaving 2 of these lands open. Can Joe do something with them at the moment? Very nice Icy Sounds. That is fantastic. Congratulations. 90 store credit is plenty. So Joe, with a Deathrat Shaman and a Baleful Strikes, off to a much better start. Chris could always just... The best part is that Chris could just drop Dark Depths and then just Punishing Fire the Baleful Strix and call it a day. Make Merit Lage an attack. Okay, and we've got another Exploration coming down. Dark Depths and a Thespian Stage, you can play an additional land on each of your turns. Chris getting 3 land drops this turn because of 2 explorations. Techno Squirrel, it's good to see you, and Chris now sitting on a potential win. If he does not... That's a Doomwake Giant for Joe, which is hilariously cool. But he needs an answer to this. He doesn't care about Strix? No, but it stops him for a turn. Like, Chris can just win on the spot if he has the Punishing Fire. I know that it's fine for that perspective, but it just gets in the way. So we might do it anyway, because you're right. Attacking with 2020 into a Baleful Strix doesn't feel that bad, and then you just get to win the following turn. So Joe needs an actual answer this turn. You're going to pay 3 mana, and we are going to play an Eternal Witness, getting back the Verdant Catacombs. So now with 2 mana available on Joe's side of the battlefield, and we're going to pass it back. We are going to make the Merit Lage from Chris's side. Do we have the oh, goodness. Looks like we're... Oh, no, it's a Krosan Grip. And that's going to end it. Chris takes it in 2 against Joe's NickFit. So red-green lands uses the Corrosion Grip to just get rid of the Baleful Strix, which is an artifact creature. Joe can't respond in any way, not that he would have been able to much, and just attacks for 20 for the win. Interesting. Funny enough, Emrakul does not like the Strix Tickle. That is my new favorite term for combat damage involving Baleful Strix. The Strix Tickle. Okay, that's great. So, let's see if we can find any more Magic to watch. There's all kinds in the store. I believe we've got 4 rounds, so let's not limit ourselves to just this match. Let's start watching some other ones, seeing more of what we have in the field, and learn more about this together, because together we can do anything. See you there, folks. Hi everybody, my name's TJ. No, I said that was exciting.
Was it?
It was!
I'll watch it later and you can make it exciting. You can make it exciting.
It's magic. Whoa-oh-oh! Sorry, was that not the... I don't know, I just saw oh-oh-oh and I thought, whoa-oh-oh! Now I'm just doing it. Yeah! Okay. So, anyway, we're going to try and get another match. Those two players are going to keep in their eyes open. Eyes, ears, and, I guess toes? I don't know. It's flip-flop season, after all. You got to be prepared to put those on. Speaking of which, I should buy some flip-flops. But we watched Lance take it down. Corny TJ is corny. Yep. Corny TJ is corny. But that's kind of the way that it goes sometimes. So... we'll see what else we can find. Thank you so much for joining. We're in currently round 2 of, I believe, 4 rounds. Should be a lot of fun. Bad dad joke? Did I even say a dad joke? I honestly don't even realize. Huh. I seem to be feeling better. I am feeling much better. Still got a little bit of a cough, but all in all, doing much, 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 much better. I honestly don't remember... I honestly don't even remember making a dad joke, so that is concerning to me, but my dad would be proud, I suppose. Hopefully. Either way, we're going to keep on getting ready, and if you haven't heard yet, hit that follow button, join us more in the future if you'd like, and also feel free to hit that subscribe button and help support what this stream does and who we are. We are at 146 of our 175 goal, so if you would like to help us reach that goal, just costs $5. It gives you a month of our sweet emotes and support. Yes, no, I mean, I am not a dad, but I'm guessing that my dad would love to unite with you, and on his behalf, I will do so. So yes, unite. There we go, nailed it. But otherwise, also just feel free to join us next Friday, because we do this stream every Friday, right? Every Friday at 7:30 Pacific time. You can come join us for some Legacy action. Everybody knows that. And just like next Friday, you could join us at... Wait. Hold up. Stop the presses. We got a news flash for you. Ba, ba, ba. Fun little graphic comes spinning in from behind, just like a 9th grader who just figured out PowerPoint. Boom! This coming Friday will not be the usual 7:30 starting time. That's right, we're going to roll back the clocks and crank it in at 7 o'clock p.m. Should be fun, should be great, and now you are going to be having a cool little slider moving from the side like this. Because we are going to be joining you with a Legacy GPT. That's right, it is the final one. Boom, cool graphic, final one with a skeleton and stuff like that. That's right, it's the final GPT, but don't let this be a sad occasion. Let's celebrate all that they have been and all that they will be on this Friday, starting at 7 o'clock, half an hour early. Man, that's going to blow my mind. I hope it blows yours as well, but we are going to be fighting our way through it. So many rounds. Plus, we're going to have the cut to top 8. It's going to be awesome. These players are going to be fighting with their Legacy deck of choice, picking their picking their weapon, much like a medieval gladiator stepping into the arena to try and do some Russell Crowe kind of nonsense as they step in and say, are you not entertained? As they throw their cards on the table for your amusement. What color are my eyes? Why are you asking? I don't know. What color are my eyes? They kind of change. Hold on. Sometimes they are like blue, sometimes they are green, and sometimes they are gray. Either way, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about that.
We have Ryan on the wall.
Oh, okay, you're cool.
I'm helping you out, jeez.
I dig it. Thanks.
Ryan's on the wall. And
Right,
then
wait,
Chance
right.
is on the not wall.
Okay, so Chance is on that side.
Chance is looking at the wall. Hi, chat.
And what is Ryan on?
Storm.
Cool.
Like always. Amp.
Cool. And what game are they going to?
Probably put amp. 3.
Cool.
Eh. I'll make sure. I'll let you know if it's different, but.
And Storm is the only real Storm. The other Storm is...
Endless Storm is a storm.
You mean the Epic Storm?
The Endless Storm?
Epic Storm.
That's? Oh.
Yeah.
Epic Storm.
Either way,
Whatever.
I guess it could be endless. I don't know. Why the last one? Because GPTs are being discontinued by Wizards. Okay. Chord for 4, I'm sorry that it's bothering you. Does anybody want to help Chord for 4? Okay. Oh, I'll pass that along. Maeve, Chaos says that you're awesome. Chaos says that you're awesome. She nodded. Alright. See you there? So, these players lining up, I did not reset the life totals, but it is 1 to... oh, I just didn't hit save. Check it out. Oh, wait, there we go. Then it's going to change. How did I do it again, Alexis Bros? Thank you. Keep calling me on it. Keep calling me on it. That way, I can fix it. Chance going for some sideboarding now. I think part of it is that I am compelled to fill most spaces of air with words, and I think that I just need to step back a moment and allow for those couple moments of silence. Am I going to play some Pauper in Bellevue on Sunday? Almost certainly not. Is there something even happening in Bellevue on Sunday? I was not aware. And secondly, I'll probably be streaming. So, I don't know. The big thing is that almost every day that I have the chance... Oh, you mean the Regs to Riches. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. The Regs to Riches event. No. Pauper, I enjoy, but most moments in which I can be streaming, I am. Which means that I will likely be streaming at the time. I've got a lot of ideas and very little time, and so I try to be as efficient. Yeah, most days I'm key. We should stream a Pauper tournament. We've done it once or twice. I'd love to do it again. That's actually how Sliphorn first found us. Excuse me, sorry. The problem is actually that Pauper is not particularly popular in this store. I like Pauper, and when we did it, people, brought Pauper decks, but our store is not particularly, I don't know, they just aren't Pauper players. So it's hard to really get a consistent tournament going without it, and it's hard to motivate people to build a deck for a one-off tournament. So it's there's a weird little, you gotta find the balance. Certainly I would like to, and if there are Pauper tournaments, I would likely be streaming them. You'll throw money at the screen if we stream Pauper. Unfortunately, I have very little control about what events are happening. What do I play in Pauper? Affinity and Burn. Affinity and Burn. Okay. There's commons on Moto that aren't commons on paper. It is weird. It is weird. But I don't know. Yeah, I've been playing Affinity. I need to get Affinity back into... I need to start playing Affinity on Moto. I've been considering playing Affinity if I do play in the main event at Vegas. I'm not certain that Burn is the deck that I want to be playing there, if I do, for Modern. But I'm pretty out of practice with Affinity. Not too far out of practice, but decently. So, game 3, Storm versus Black-Red Reanimator. Chance with the ability to drop down a lot of cards that disrupt Ryan. Chancellor of the NX is huge. TJ plays Burn All. I haven't played it in Vintage yet. I do have a Black Lotus online, so I have considered just throwing together a quick Vintage burn list, but I don't really feel like wasting the money just on the leagues for it. But that's okay. That is okay. So, I'm not sure who's going to be on the play here, but Ryan taking a game makes me think that it was likely game 2 after he could have had an answer, which means that Chance might be on the play. But let's see. They need to straight fix Paper Popper by printing. Oh, yeah, I hear you there. I hear you there. Imbuement, it's good to see you. And both players going for the Scry. Not sure who it's going to be. Ryan putting his on the bottom. Looks like Ryan might actually be on the play. Which means that Ryan may have won game 1. Which would be very big for Ryan. So let's see what we can do. Chance working through his hand at the moment. Debating whether or not he wants to keep that card on top or on bottom. And usually when you see this, the player then plays a fetch and immediately cracks it, invalidating the entire point. And he is going to bottom the card. You're wondering, what's a good legacy deck to build? Alright, chat, let's help out. Chance the Annex revealed for Chance, who then puts down a Swamp on the play, goes for a Unmask, hits himself, pitches that, and shows that he has got a Reanimate and a Wear and Tear. The Reanimate comes down, and Chance has got a Chancellor of the Annex on the battlefield. Meaning that Ryan's first spell is going to get countered unless he pays 2 extra. Probably going to fire off a Taxing Probe is my assumption. Interesting. Popper does not want to pay the 2 extra, and then kicks it back to Chance. Now, all spells will be cast. 1 more for Ryan. Can he beat that? 2 mana for a Ponder from Ryan. We see an Empty the Warrens and Infernal Tutor. He does have an Echoing Truth in hand. So he's got the mana source as well. So Ryan could be setting up that next turn he'll put down his 3rd land, pass it back, and at Chance's end step. Uh-oh. And we are going to lose the Echoing Truth. If they ban Bolt in every format, what would I do? Play an aggro deck. Bolt does not help aggro as much as it helps. Well, I guess in Modern, I'd play an aggro deck. I'd probably play Affinity. Losing Lightning Bolt means that Affinity and Infect start looking a lot better. In Standard, I wouldn't do anything because it's not legal. In Legacy, I'd probably just play Infect because there's less Lightning Bolts. And in Legacy, I guess I'd start... I don't know. I guess I would stop playing Vintage Burn. Or, I'm sorry, in Vintage, I guess I'd stop playing Vintage Burn. So our Echoing Truth is lost. Which was a huge wrench in Ryan's plans. So I think Ryan is counting it up to see if there's any way that he can take this game. And I don't think that that's the case. Sadistic, it's good to see you. We've got a Dark Ritual from Ryan. Are we just going to try and Ritual out to Infernal Tutor for another Echoing Truth? Possibly. Oh, we're just going for an Empty the Warrens. Okay. That's what he put on top off of it. So we are going to go for an Empty the Warrens. Ryan was counting out the math of, if I have this many goblins, can I beat the Chance of the Annex? Plus, Ryan will then have an active Infernal Tutor potentially that he could cast it as upkeep if he really wanted to. So I believe we should have 6 goblins. We're going to attack for 5. And we will see what we can do. Did not cast that at the upkeep, so whatever Ryan's got, he likes it more. And it was a Gitaxian Probe. We're going to take a look, see what we can draw. Can we find an answer off of this? Through a Wear and Tear, through an Unmask, drew a Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, goodness. So Chance ends up taking it. I think so. It's a small point, but didn't you have 6 goblins? It's a small point, but didn't you have 6 goblins? One of them gets countered. He didn't have the 1 extra to pay for the Chancellor trigger. He only had exactly enough. So there's the answer. There's the answer. Alright. So, that is the end of that match. Chance taking it in 3. That is Chance now, I believe, with 2 wins in his pocket, as he is going to be moving into round 3. And there is apparently French happening in the chat. I don't speak French, but assume that whatever hello is in French, that I just said that. I'm going to assume that it's something like hello, because that sounds right. Anyway, up to the booth we go. I will see you there. Ryan does board in Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's interesting, actually. It's an interesting strategy, because if he bonjour, that makes sense. I knew that. Anyway, because if he can get the Yu-Gi-Oh card into play, its power and toughness is very, very good. But it's incredibly hard to cast with lands. So it's a little bit tricky. It's definitely a balancing factor. The other thing is that it doesn't really fit in the sleeve quite right, which isn't really a problem mechanically, but aesthetically it's a problem. Anyway, thanks for joining. We're in round 2 at the moment. Did he just pull Exodia from his sideboard? He did. He does that. Hi everybody, there's 140 of you, which means that there's more people joining. If you haven't yet, I hope that you're getting hyped. Have you heard the news? Have you heard the hype? Have you heard the big what to do? Well, let me tell you something like this. I know how much you love coming in on Fridays and watching the Geek Fortress stream. I love it myself. That's why I'm here 3 times a week. It's great. It's tons of fun. I love it. And I know that you do too. But hey, let me tell you something. There's even more. Next Friday. That's right, June 2nd, Pacific time, 7 o'clock. That's half an hour earlier than usual. Why are we doing a half an hour earlier than usual? Let me tell you. A grand trial. I don't have the ability to echo because this room is quite small, but luckily I was able to supplement it with my own voice. Luckily, I bet you weren't able to tell. Anyway, we are going to have a Grand Prix trial. It is going to be amazing and awesome and grand as we start at 7. And for the players who are going to throw down on the battlefield with their hopes, their dreams, and their magic cards, they are going to be trying to have the winning strategy to make it to the very tippity top of the competition and show up in Vegas not only feeling extra cool because they are in Vegas, but extra cool because they have got 2 free wins in every major event of that week. If that doesn't get you hyped, then I don't know what will. It's got Vegas. It's got wins. It's got players playing games that we like to watch them play those games of. It has got everything you could ever hope for, and it's on a Friday night, which means that it is most certainly a party. So I hope that you're excited. I hope that you will join us for it. We might have a special guest commentator. I don't want to confirm it because they may not be able to make it, but I'm certainly hopeful for it. Do I have a co-host? I believe I do, but I have not confirmed it. It's interesting that you asked that right as I was speaking it. Funny how timing works out that way, but I will be having a co-host. I just don't know 100% who it is. Either way, I hope that you're hyped. I'm certainly hyped. And if you are feeling that hype too, be sure to join in on Friday. Your bet is on CVM. Actually, no, CVM is not the potential guest host. Though that would be fun. I would like to have CVM eventually as a host with me, and I would like to see that one day. But we shall see. My goodness, there is a lot of French in the chat, and I can't speak it. So please make sure that it is family friendly. So, let's see what we can do. Yeah, as long as it's family friendly, though mostly, once the chat starts going French, it becomes only French. It's one thing that I know. Same with Spanish. It's kind of odd. There are lots of Magic personages that have agreed to co-host. Yes, we just need to actually get the ability to do it. We're still working on that. It's in the works, but we're trying to get there. We're trying to get there as soon as we can. Because once we can do that, we have all kinds of cool co-hosts lined up to have some fun. Some pretty amazing people in the community that I would love to work with. Either way, thank you for being here. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button because we do this stream 3 times a week. Where's Waldo? Yes, you did follow last night. I remember your name. Because it's got the E. And where's Waldo? What's my favorite deck? My favorite deck of all time is Burn. When's the next round? Well, technically the next round starts in about 14 minutes. That doesn't mean that'll be in 14 minutes. There's in fact 2 options. One is that we'll get another match here in round 2. The other is that the round will end early. So I don't 100% know when it will be because that is the beauty of running live Magic, which does have some trade-offs with Magic Online, but luckily we forge our way through the fire and flames. Copyrighted Dragonstormer, some Dragon Force, Fire Force, Dragon Force 1, Bear Squad, whatever that band's name is. Copyright them. Anyway, Burn is my favorite strategy. Lightning Bolt, like Burn is my first and truest love of Magic. But I actually enjoy just about everything. If I could meet anyone from the MTG broadcast team, who would it be? Can someone type his answer into chat? Laggy internet. I actually don't Guitar Hero. I tend to do Rock Band instead, though I do enjoy Guitar Hero. Now I want to play that. I need to buy that. Anyway, if I could meet anyone from the MTG broadcast team, who would it be? For the purposes of working for them, I would like to meet Rich Hagon again, because he is the person who is in charge of it. From the purpose of meeting someone who is a phenomenal inspiration to me as a commentator, I would really like to meet Randy Buehler, actually. His commentary and his ability to convey excitement is incredibly inspiring to me as a commentator. And I think that he set the premise for like that emotional feeling of conveying your love for the game. Because no matter what you say about Randy Buehler, and I know that some people are not a fan of him right now, there is one true thing, which is that he loved this game and loves this game currently. And I think that that is something that I try to emulate. And I do love this game, but I think that he is a big force for like conveying that love of the game through his commentary. What deck would I never play? None of them. I would play just about anything. I like Magic. I like playing different things. I guess I would. I guess I would try any Magic deck once, probably. Do I play any other card games? I dabble in poker. I know how to play a couple others. I don't really play Hearthstone, if that's what you're asking. I don't really play Hex or Eternal. Such a good guy. What do you mean by that? Because I don't play Hex? That doesn't sound very... So yeah, I mostly just play Magic. Part of it is that the realistic... You play Star Wars Destiny, and I guess I would try those, but the realistic situation is that I work 40 hours a week, and then I spend another 20 at minimum to 40 hours a week on Magic. This is specifically commentating and streaming Magic. So No. You didn't miss anything. It's just that he's not on the Pro Tour team anymore. He's not on the Pro Tour streaming commentary team, which is why I was talking past tense. He does still do the Vintage Super League and all that stuff. So he retired from like commentary, which is why I was. Certainly, he is hopefully still in good health, and to my knowledge, still in good health. But when you take in the fact that I'm working 40 hours a week and then I'm basically working Magic stuff for another 40 hours a week, it doesn't leave me a whole lot of spare time to try other stuff. And to be quite frank with you, I'm afraid that I would enjoy those games. Because then I would end up devoting a similar amount of time to those games as well. Which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it's something that intimidates me. Because if I end up enjoying Hearthstone, then that means that I will be working and streaming Magic and streaming Hearthstone whenever I want to. So, it's certainly a possibility. It's just not the current reality that I play other games. Anyway, I'm going to get a quick status update on other games. Any chance of another match this round?
I'll have a look. I'm thinking no. We got a lot of time left.
I appreciate you. They're thinking no. What about time for the Geek Fortress? Oh yeah, I've got time for the Geek Fortress. I'm here all the time. Okay. What type of work do I do? I work for a local city in their permitting department, so it's a desk job, mostly clerical stuff. But it's city work, which means that it's got pretty good benefits, to be honest. So yeah, I've got lots of time for Geek Fortress. I'm here minimum 15 hours a week doing commentary for all of you. Otherwise, gotcha. N/A currently. So, what kind of video games do I play? I've been playing a lot of I've been playing Mass Effect lately, when I can, but I don't have much time for video games. I used to play a lot. Fable and Mass Effect are probably the two greatest games that I ever played, because they had incredible single-player storylines that were really exciting, and they gave you options in their gameplay, and that's what I really enjoyed. Skyrim was another one, or just the Elder Scrolls in general. But Mass Effect and Fable were probably my two favorite games. I'm trying to play more games now through Steam and anything like that, but we will see what we can do. But I don't have a ton of time, so I've played I don't know, a little bit of Mass Effect, things like that. Okay, let's see. Was my pizza everything I imagined? Man, pizza was delicious. Pizza was delicious. It was chicken barbecue, or barbecue chicken is I guess actually how you say it. So it was fantastic, and yeah, quite enjoyed it. Have I ever played the original Knights of the Old Republic? I think so. I played the Knights of the Old Republic where there was that Sith with a metal jaw. Right? There's the dude who had that metal jaw, and he was just and he had this brick face kind of thing going on. That's the Knights of the Old Republic that I played, and I quite enjoyed that game. I used to play a lot more video games during after childhood, in high school kind of realm, but before I started playing Magic. How much paper Magic do I play? Oh goodness. How much? What was the exact wording that you asked? How often do I actually get to play paper Magic? Maybe once a week. Certainly a lot less than I'd like. But I maybe play paper Magic once a week. The only events that I play paper Magic in are pretty much GPs. That's pretty much the only time that I actually play paper Magic. Dang, that is awesome. So yeah, most of my Magic is online. I'm trying to play more paper Magic, but mostly online and then doing commentary. What's my least favorite deck to play against? My least favorite deck to play against would be it. The problem is that take this answer with a grain of salt, because I will enjoy whatever I play because I like playing Magic. So take that as it is. So take this at not quite at face value. But the deck that is of all the fun to be had playing Magic the least fun is that I actually think that, just in my personal opinion, knowing that it is not shared by all, I think that Thought-Knot Seer is the most unfun card to play with or against in Modern. So, usually, anytime that my opponent casts a turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, it's the least fun that I could be having playing Magic. What deck do I like in Standard? New Perspectives is cool. Marvel is kind of bleh. It's boring more than anything. Problem is, like, Marvel has got, like, 5% of the time there's, like, this really exciting turn 4 Ulamog, and then the rest of the time it's just kind of boring. I would enjoy, like, a red Sly deck. I need to try and put one together. Oh, you know what I have heard about the... Someone put together that Thermo Alchemist. There's, like, a blue-red Thermo Alchemist deck. That one I enjoy. Do I own a cube? I have a Conspiracy cube, and I have a couple of friends that have cubes that I cube occasionally. Not as often as I'd like. Not as often as I would like. But that is my answer on that one. I do have I have an original Conspiracy cube, though, in which it's got 6 of every common, 3 of every uncommon, 2 of every rare, and 1 of every mythic, to try and just be that set, because that set was a lot of fun to draft. I've considered trying to do something similar with Conspiracy 2, to try and get, I could shuffle them both together. But that would be kind of tricky. And I would need, like, 6 other hands and be a spider to be able to shuffle it. Let's see. Am I in an apartment? House? Own a car? Subway? What do you mean there? Currently I'm in a game store. Not in a house. I do own a car. I live in a studio apartment because I don't need that much space. I don't want that much space. I have trouble using all of my studio, so... I try and stay fairly minimalistic, but I do own a car, if that's what you're asking. I don't know. It's an odd question, I guess. Whatever. Either way, so let's get ready for round. Man, we are doing just like we're just doing a grab bag kind of stuff. Well, I guess we're doing grab bag questions right now. That is what we apparently have decided. So, if you do have other questions for me, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Had fun in multiplayer drawing your Jin Luminist, Titan Pact. Okay, that sounds sweet. Where's Waldo? That sounds sweet. What's up? Just got back from 3-0-1ing Modern FNM with Living How did it feel? Is Living just all the sweetness? But that's awesome. Congratulations on your 3-0-1. Hobbies that aren't games. I like playing pool, and I'm trying to teach myself the guitar.
We can put someone on, but they've got 2 minutes left.
Are they going to a game 3?
Yeah.
Is it a match that's likely going to be going fast and just to turns almost immediately?
It's
We'll just deal with the next round.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Zonix or on either way. Thank you so much for that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. Trying to teach myself guitar. I play pool when I can. Most of the time that I have free time, I try and go out and hang out with friends. Cause since when I'm working functionally almost 80 hours a week, I don't have a whole lot of time to actually see my friends. So I try and see them when I can. And when I'm doing that, a lot of it is through, I don't know, playing some pool, things like that. Thoughts on pineapple on pizza? I'm not for it, but I'm not strictly against it. I'll eat it, but it's not. I will not go out of my way to order it, but I'll eat it if it's on it. My car is actually black. So, feels super strong. So glad Living End actually kills people now. Yeah. Yeah. Against it? I mean, I'm more against it than I am for it. So will there be no GPT again, ever? Not after this Friday. This Friday we've got a GPT, but after that, no stores anywhere are going to be running GPTs going forward. No stores will have GPTs. It is a finished program, which I understand their reasoning for it because it didn't complete the goals of an actual GPT. My complaint about it, or my disgruntlement, or my concern with it. Who hosts them now? There will be no GPTs. There will only be the qualifiers the Friday before GP.
There's also going to be a 1K up here pretty soon.
No, but they're just talking specifically GPTs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I can't help you on that one.
Yep.
You know what I can't help you with?
What?
Round 3.
What? Tell me more about it, because you know what 3 rhymes with?
3. 3?
Wee!
Oh, okay.
Because it's gonna be fun. Would Geek Fortress ever stream D&D?
Well, we've considered streaming Fiasco a couple times.
If we strictly consider the term being would we? Yes.
Can we?
Would we ever? Yes. Yes, we would.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Basically kinetic stasis.
So you've got Chris facing the wall,
What?
and you've got Ryan on the other side. So
What?
Ryan's going to stay right there.
Crisscross?
He's going to make you jump.
Oh, I love it when crisscross makes me jump. Crisscross make it jump. Crisscross make it jump. Oh man, now I'm just gonna play this my whole
Yep.
time.
Yep.
I'm probably not even gonna commentate anything.
Just jump.
Chris is
So
on.
Chris is on Esper Mentor.
This is a different Chris.
Yes, it is.
Esper Mentor, huh?
Yep. Don't worry, I told him the memo about topping.
About what?
There are no tops in this deck.
Ah, cool. Cool. Do I own any collectibles besides cards? I have a Brett Boone signed baseball. Oh, I have some of the Magic Jones sodas. Let's see here. Don't collect many things. Interesting. Even when I punt hard versus Affinity, fair enough. I did. Fair enough. A little fun. I'm not big into... I love the pop figures, like, visually, but I don't collect them because I don't have space for them, because I don't want to have space for them. You're so jealous of my energy? Then get it. Get after it. Get that energy. Have it flow through your veins. Have it spark off of your fingertips. Have it fly off the top of your head just like Chandra's hair. Then you don't even need to own a blow dryer. Not even necessarily that you need one anyway. Then it's just doubly up. Doubly up is apparently what I just said. Anyway, let's head on down. We'll see you there. Okay. Oh my goodness, and they're already going, but we didn't miss any of the fun action. What's my favorite interaction combo in Magic right now? Lightning Storm and Cure Great Glass Spinner. Do I like the financial side of Magic? I like that it exists, so I don't personally take part in it much more than just cursory knowledge. I'm aware of it, but I don't actually do any of the investing. I don't spec on cards. I don't do any of that because I just play the game and talk about the game. All right, Gataxian Pro. We see Knight's Whisper, Monastery Mentor, Brainstorm, Jace, Cabal Therapy, Monastery Mentor, Ryan. Then drops down a Lotus Petal, goes for Cabal Therapy, names Brainstorm, cuts away the 1-mana play, so now we just have 2-mana plays, Knight's Whisper being the main one. If this is a land, then we could cast a Mentor. Looks like it is, but with no 0-mana plays. This has probably been asked before, but what's my favorite Legacy deck? Burn, because Burn is my favorite strategy in just about every format. What is my least favorite Legacy deck? I don't really have one. I guess my least favorite one would probably... I think... The problem is that I don't have a whole lot of asking me about things that I don't enjoy is going to be problematic from the get-go, because I just about like everything. Or I like just about everything. But... I guess, talking from a coverage perspective, Stacks is not particularly interesting from a purely coverage perspective. So I'll go with that. Okay. Because it's just not as much fun to commentate. It is fun to play. It's not fun to play against, but that's, I guess, the point. So, a duress from Ryan. We're going to take a look at this hand, which we already know about. Going to be taking the Knight's Whisper, so leaving Chris with just a Jace and a Cabal Therapy and a lot of questions. How is Charbelcher everyone's least favorite? Charbelcher's... Oh. I don't know, Charbelcher just seems sweet. Like, the nice thing about Charbelcher is that win or lose, you're done and you can go get a meal between rounds. If I had infinite budget, what mountains would I be using in my decks? Probably the same ones that I have now, and I'd use my infinite budget on other stuff, just like I do now. Except I don't have an infinite budget now. But I guess if you're saying that it doesn't matter and I can only use it on mountains, I'd probably just grab Arabian Nights mountains because I like the idea of their rarity. And we're going to take a look at it. We're going to get rid of the Dark Ritual. We are left with a Lion's Eye Diamond and a Lotus Petal for Ryan. While that hand is not good, it has got a lot of live draws. Infernal Tutor, extremely live draw. Past in Flames, relatively live draw. So Ryan not quite dead to all of this, but Chris looking pretty good overall. Do I have a Shrine to Patrick Chapin in my house? I have a giant basic mountain, so actually kind of yes, but accidentally. I've got a like, you know the giant cards? I've got a basic mountain. So I guess kind of by accident. So we've got 2 of these Mentors plus a Deathray Shaman and a Monster Mentor. We are going to cast that Ponder. We're going to take a look, let Lion's Eye Diamond, Ponder, and an Island. We might take the Ponder just to fire off another Ponder, dig 1 deeper before shuffling, but without having a whole lot else to do this turn, that strikes me as an okay play. But really, this Ponder is actually just digging 1 deeper. So this is actually a very low value Ponder, but it is going to find a Preordained. The problem is that you'd probably just rather shuffle at this point. And it looks like we are not. We're going to take the Island, actually, for Ryan. So, Chris, with a lot of damage on board, as long as he can actually cast these spells, likely that he will be. A polluted Delta from Chris means that Jace is now live. Jace is going to give all of these cards a boost, which means that it turns this attack for 4 into an attack for 7, plus it gets another one of these tokens, plus you end up getting a Jace Brainstorm. So that's likely the play here. An attack for 7 puts Ryan down to 7, meaning that Chris has got lethal next turn, and Ryan very light on his capacity to actually do things. Chris fate sailing Ryan, not even going for the Brainstorm. Putting the Preordain on the bottom, Ryan is fully aware of that card that is down there. That is a Lion's Eye Diamond, which will not be relevant. A little bit unfortunate there. We are down to 7, and Ryan is likely to die here. Picks up the cards and gets ready for game 2. Chris on Esper Mentor takes 1 against Ryan on Storm. Okay. Arabian Nights Mountains is correct. Nice. You love playing Charbelcher? Nice. Nice. Also, I didn't even notice, but Half Goblin, Half Amazing is a pretty stellar username. The only problem is that you could have shortened it, to be honest. Like, that has got a lot of syllables that you could have just said full amazing. Or all amazing. Just a thought. 13th Fox with the woot woot woot! Thank you so much for the sub. That is amazing and awesome. Using your Twitch Prime sub for 7 months in a row here at Geek Fortress. Thank you for your continued support and being as amazing as you are. Brings us up to 148. 140. Boy, that was tragic. 148 subscribers. Which is about 27 away from our goal of 175. If you want to be a part of that goal, if you want to help us reach that goal, if you want to be a part of us reaching our hopes and our dreams together, feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us more in the future. You get some cool emotes. We're working on getting some more. We're updating some of them. Plus, you just get to feel good inside. You get a cool little badge next to your name and all kinds of hype in the world. So, plus you get my hyped thanks, because I am hyped and I truly do appreciate it. So, Ryan with the sideboarding, gotta be a little bit careful. Chris has got probably a lot of counter magic in Force of Wills. Being on Mentor, he's got a reasonably fast clock, which is going to be dangerous for Ryan. So I'll be curious to see how he goes about this, but it looks like some Fatal Pushes coming in as a way to interact with that, as well as a Massacre. And I think he actually might be deciding against the Massacre. So Ryan decides that the Massacre isn't what he wants and just going with those fatal pushes. Interesting. Interesting choice. Just wanting to have the spot removal while he can. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much, 13th Fox. That is really kind of you. You've been able to catch the stream a lot lately. I am sorry to hear that. That is unfortunate, but it is always nice having you here. The other 12 Foxes just aren't as cool as you. The 13th Fox is the lucky one. Hopefully more soon. Good. Good, good, good. I'm excited about that. What kind of storm is this? This is Ant Storm, which, in my mind, I didn't put it down on there. I guess I can if I should. But, in my mind, I think you can roughly guess that like 90% of the storm that you see is Ant. And Gideon is $9.99 now? Really? Finally. Probably because we're in the first ever standard environment in which Gideon isn't just the best card. So what is Ant Storm? Oh, so Ant stands for Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Ad Nauseam being the card that allows him to draw almost the entirety of the deck. Putrefaction with the hype! Thank you so much for that sub. That is amazing. Kind of using that Twitch Prime 5 months in a row of support. Thank you so very much. A Gitaxian Probe going to look at a Brainstorm, Cabal, Ritual, a Polluted Delta, an Empty the Warrens, and a Tendrils. Ryan with 2 of the win conditions in hand already. Wow. Wow. Oh, you mean the new one? Never mind. The new one is different. Okay, that's actually reasonable. Swaverly, it's good to see you. We have missed you. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. I am feeling much better. I was a bit under the weather for a bit. I've still got a slight cough. Funky Man Kev, hype for Legacy. I dig it. Thank you so much. You are great, great, great. And I cannot wait to see you more in the future. Good luck at the 1K that you're going to. And I hope that we get to meet eventually if you come for that GPT, which I know that you can't, but maybe another large Legacy event when it comes down the pipeline. I will keep you updated through this stream, as well as you can just see it on the website. How's Modern Blue-Black Mill? Esper slightly better, and the deck is kind of where it always was. Fringe, but actually playable. A Brainstorm here from Ryan. And we're going to be putting some of these cards away. Might be trying to go for less of the Stormwind conditions at the moment. But you do kind of want to keep some of them around. And it looks like that Tendrils is still in hand, along with a Brainstorm for Ryan. And we will see what we can make happen. Looks like a Polluted Delta for Ryan coming down, and a pass to Chris. You wish you lived in Washington? Just because of y'all in the LGS? Hey, it's a good place to be. Washington's good. So, tapping the Underground Sea from Ryan, and we are going to be going for the Cabal Therapy. What are we going to name? We know a good amount about what was in the hand earlier. Could try and name some of these rituals. Could go for one of the win conditions, but that's a risky place to be. And Ryan going to go for the shuffle here. Can use the Brainstorm, and actually is likely going to be brainstorming here to try and hide some of these options. Is that TJ's face on that emote? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nation du Citron. You've got my face there, there, and there. Just a bunch of TJ face. The Kiddo, the Rockstar, and the Flail. That sounds like a terrible Western movie. Ooh, that's a Dark Petition. I dig that. Dark Petition, and I think if that's a Dark Petition and a Lion's Eye Diamond, that's pretty much a combo in and of itself. What's up, TJ Fate? Good to see ya. And we're taking a look, and we are going to lose the Cabal Ritual. So we are left with Dark Ritual, Reign of Filth, Empty the Warrens, Tendrils of Agony, Gitaxian Probe. Taking a look at Reign of Filth. Reign of Filth, an unusual card, but pretty sweet overall. It actually acts as sort of another Dark Ritual, because it gives your lands the ability to produce that black mana by sacrificing them. Each land you control gains sacrifice this land, add black to your mana pool until end of turn. If you have 3 lands, then it's a Dark Ritual. And we're going to Knight Swissbra on Chris's side of the battlefield, losing some life, dropping down to 16 to draw some cards. Ryan has got to put something together this turn. Not under a huge amount of pressure, actually. He could probably wait a little bit. Gitaxian Probe is going to draw him into the other card that he put on top, so we now do have Dark Petition and, I believe, Lion's Eye Diamond. Man, come live in Washington. Washington's great. Gitaxian Probe sees. Gitaxian Probe, Snapcaster, Snapcaster, Force of Will, and a Deathrite Shaman. The Force of Will is the biggest thing that you need to watch out for here. Lots of Storm to go through it, and possibly you just end up going for... You could almost just go for a giant Empty the Warrens, actually. The tricky part is that Ryan's only got 1 source for black mana, which means that if he doesn't get the 1 ritual off, it could be tricky. Just need a job and a work visa? Well, that's a checklist, certainly. Excuse me. Still slightly on the mend. So with the Lion's Eye Diamond out, do you go for it? I don't know the answer to that question. Don't know the answer to that question. Ryan's side of the battlefield has got a decision. Do I wait a turn and give Chris more time to reinforce this Force of Will? Or do I try to get him to use it at the right time now? Trying to get orders to Washington. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Okay. Man, that's actually pretty cool that y'all are actually considering moving out here. Washington is a beautiful place. Cost of living is a bit high, but the area is just gorgeous. A Brainstorm for Chris is the draw. That's a pretty good draw. Ryan, Dark Rituals forces the Force of Will, I suppose, to come down. And now we see the Lion's Eye Diamond, the Reign of Filth, the Dark Petition. Cheaper in Washington than Vancouver? That one I actually don't know. They're probably fairly comparable. I imagine that they're somewhat similar. But I don't know for certain. I don't know the actual cost of living in Vancouver. I'm just kind of going off of gut feeling, if I'm being just honest with you. Though that's going to be like for, you know, downtown Vancouver and downtown Seattle is probably the comparison. We're about 45 minutes away from Seattle, so it's certainly lower than it is right in that area. Anyway, 3 lands for Chris. We know that we've got multiple Snapcasters. Can't use the Force of Will off of that. We're going for a fetch from this polluted delta down to 12. Good point, Swaverly. Good point. Jenseth. Oh, that is fantastic. It's cheaper in Washington than in Vancouver? Oh, okay. You weren't asking, you were telling me. Sorry, I didn't realize that you were telling me, which means that you likely know and I don't. So, I will take your word for it. So, the Deathrite Shaman, the Snapcaster, 1 mana open. Well, 2 mana with the Deathrite Shaman, I suppose. And I think we are going to sacrifice that Snapcaster to Cabal Therapy. Probably going to take the... I'd probably take the Lion's Eye Diamond, I suppose. I think I'd take the Lion's Eye Diamond. It's kind of tricky, though. But it means that if Ryan doesn't draw a Dark Ritual that cuts off some of those avenues of winning. But it looks like we're going to take the Tendrils. See how that works for us. Ryan gets a Ponder, fires it off. Taking a look at the top 3, I do see an Infernal Tutor among those. The Lost Paradigm. It is good to see you. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the follow. It is a pleasure having you here. So with a Dark Ritual, an Infernal Tutor, and a Lotus Petal. That is pretty good. Chances of Tibalt in near future sets? I would like to. Tibalt is one of my favorites. Best dressed walker in the multiverse. I certainly would like to see Tibalt in some future sets. Maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in Hour of Devastation. And it looks like Ryan is going to be going for it. So we're going to drain a little bit of life, taking out the Tendrils of Agony with this Deathrite Shaman, shutting off Past in Flames as a way to get that. And Chris going for, I think, possibly a Brainstorm? Yep, you've got a Brainstorm here with another in hand. We do find a Force of Will as well as a Flusterstorm, which is going to make this a very, very difficult road for Ryan. Ryan at this point needs to draw into a duress before even trying anything, and because he knows the top 3 cards of his library, he's not going to find it. That is a rough place to be. That is a rough place to be if you are Ryan. So Chris looking like he is in a pretty favored position right now. But Ryan is going to try and work his way out of this, going for a Dark Ritual here. It's going to bring him up to 3 mana. He still has a little bit of work to go if he wants to start casting some of these other spells. But we shall see. Looks like this is maybe not resolving yet. Oh no, it is. Rain of Filth coming down. If this resolves, we are down to 2 mana. We can go back up to 4 mana here. Storm count 3. And Ryan is in for a bad time against Flusterstorm. That is going to be unfortunate. The Tendrils already exiled. And can Ryan do anything about this? I just don't know. Infernal Tutor. Okay. Force of Will coming down. And Ryan picks it up. That is the end of it for Ryan. Chris takes it down with a Flusterstorm and a Force of Will. The Flusterstorm not even getting cast. Ryan just did not. It's like he showed up with the deck. He brought his shirt, but he didn't bring shoes. And unfortunately, the deck just did not provide any service to him in this match. So Ryan gonna go have to find some shoes, not put them on his head, but instead try and vanquish them, find them, and get ready for round 4. But Chris is moving forward with Esper Mentor, which clearly teaching Ryan a thing or two. Let's head on up to the booth and see if there is any more match to watch here in this round 3, which incidentally is how much damage a lightning bolt does. Coincidence? Probably. See you up there. Hello and thank you so much for joining. My name's TJ, this is the Geek Fortress stream, and if you haven't yet, consider hitting that follow button that looks a bit like a heart and joining us more in the future. But if you want to take it to the next level, step up your game, step it up a notch, then consider hitting that sub button as well. It means the world to us here, in which you help support what we do. I'm excited about doing this. I love doing this stream. And Coleman has got his eyes in the sky, though by sky I mean in his head. And he's keeping his eyes open for another match to move on over here in round 3. We do the stream 3 times a week. Every Wednesday and Saturday we have Modern. Wednesdays at 7, Saturdays at 6, plus every Friday at 7:30, just like tonight. We have Legacy. But wait. Just like Billy Mays would say, hold on, there's additional information to be told. Next Friday, that's right, Friday, the June of the 2nd. Wait, no, hold on. The 2nd of that June 2017, we've got an extra special event coming at ya. 1 week, and it's already brewing, it's stewing, and it's getting ready to be served up. A 7 o'clock special, half an hour earlier than usual. The Legacy Grand Prix Trial. That's what they call it, but what is it? That's right, it's a Legacy Grand Prix Trial. It was named well, but if not, unoriginally. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to start at 7. It's going to be a full-on Grand Prix trial for GP Vegas. It is going to be the last Grand Prix trial ever in this store. Ever. But it is going to be fun. It is going to be great. It is going to be amazing. And it is going to be Hype City as I step into the booth with one other special commentator who I believe is going to be Josh Monks if he can get out here. But otherwise, we're going to have another commentator with me working our way through the Legacy metagame as we find our way through 4 to 5 rounds of Swiss into the cut to top 8 Dark Era. It is good to have you here. You are amazing and our featured viewer of the day. This may not be a Dark Era for Magic, unless of course you focus on Standard, but for Legacy it is a shining beacon of hope. Miracles is off the table, and for Vegas we are going to have a full-on streamed Legacy event. The entire Legacy event is going to be streamed by Wizard, by Channel Fireball, and that is going to be exciting and amazing. So it may be a Dark Era in your username, but certainly not for Magic just yet. It's going to be amazing and fun and all kinds of great, especially because you get to kick off your hype boots and sit back and relax with us next Friday evening at 7. Any High Tide out there tonight? I'm not sure about High Tide. Any Delver or Death in Texas? We occasionally do have Delver and Death in Texas. I would be surprised if Delver wasn't out there tonight. Certainly all of those decks are possibilities for the GPT. Zion Black, Chimney Imp, and Stormcrow. I'm not sure what you're talking about on those ones, but both of those cards, pretty good. Chimney Imp is a great name. Stormcrow I feel is a little bit overdone, but that is okay. Hi TJ. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Long live Legacy. Well, absolutely. You're not in Kansas anymore. Well, actually, I don't know that. We're on the internet, which means that anybody could be in Kansas. But hey, kick on your ruby slippers and get ready to dance your way down the yellow brick road of value as we step in with our Deathrite Shamans and our Leovolds to face our opponents for some free wins in Vegas. Still feeling a little bit sorry for those Legacy Miracles players. Absolutely, I agree. Bans are always unfortunate, but anytime that you ban something, you need to weigh the fact that you are going to be, is alienating the right word? I'll use it anyway, even if it's made alienating a portion of the population. So it needs to be something that for every person that you drive out of the game with your ban, there are going to be people who come into the game because of it, and you need to weigh those facts. Okay, Missouri actually. Okay. True, Legacy players get their cards altered to have all white borders. Clearly you are a fan of the Jordan Isaka school of Magic, which actually he has done, and it is beautiful. Actually, I don't mind it at all, but I just don't mind that kind of stuff. Should check out BBD's latest article. Oh, do you mean for Miracles? Oh, goodness. BBD... I love BBD's articles, but they should always probably be taken with a good amount of sass. But yeah, I quite enjoy it. But actually, it is true that people are trying out the Portent Miracles. It's a very important move. Oh, where are we at? We are in Snohomish, Washington, a shop called Geek Fortress, located up there If you haven't yet, check out the store's website, geekfortressgames.com, where you can buy any of the singles that you may need. Yes, there are dual lands here, which means that if you need them for your Legacy deck, buy them from Geek Fortress. Help support that stream that supports the Legacy that you love watching. But the memes are wait, hold on. Yeah, but the memes in it are worth reading, even if you don't like Legacy. No, I agree. I agree, Jonathan Cool. I enjoy BBD's writing style. Oh, the puns. Oh, the puns. Absolutely. Between puns and punts, you just gotta pick one or the other. Or both. Why not? It's certainly a possibility. Why do we have to be exclusive about our PUN type words? We could even have pundits. We could even move forward with a little bit of punitentiaries. I don't know. Other such words. I don't really feel like it's worth pursuing this subject. But let's see if there's anything else to be seen in this round 3. I'm going to poke my head out again, get my curious eyes on, and give Coleman right a look. Hold on. Curious eyes. He knew what they were. Do these look like curious eyes to you?
They look like they're trying to be cute.
He seemed curious about a lot.
Yeah, but that's not blue steel. It's not quite mag.
Okay, so it's like blue magnum. Ah, whatever. Cool, thanks.
Like mag steel.
Mag steel. Nice. Punctual punishment. Nice. You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't ask. Any goblins tonight? Corbin is in the room, which means that there very likely is goblins in the room tonight. Not blue steel. Not quite magnum. Sign me up for anything with 4 mainboard chalices. Oh, have I got a treat for you. Have you heard of 4chalice.deck? It actually doesn't run chalices. It's very confusing. But we'll see. I believe that there's only one match still happening. Coleman is, I believe, in that match. I'm not sure if they'll be able to move on over, but if they can, they will. And if they finish, hey, even better, because that means that we get to move into round 4. We get to see the finals. We get to vanquish our foes. And when I say vanquish our foes, I mean that we get to step into the very soul, shoes of the players down on the field. We get to feel like we are those players. We get to emotionally connect with them as they fight their way on the battlefield, the very plane of battling there, which we call the playmat. Now, I've always wondered, is the playmat or the game store its own plane in the Magic world? Is there a plane called playmat? Probably not, but I'd like there to be. Just, whoa, I'm going to go to the battle place. Can you post a link? Is it relevant to the conversation? Do we know what decks are in the finals? We do not. We do not yet. Leonidas. Ooh, I was just thinking of the movie 300 in my mind right now. Grand Pause. Oh, that's a cool name. Tribe always gets the thumbs up from you. Nice. Merfolk or Slivers or Eldrazi. If I were to play one, I would probably play Eldrazi out of those. Any Legacy Infect? That's the big question. We have had it recently. Sam has been playing it lately. I would like it if it's a video about Legacy deck names. Is this the one from Loading Ready Run? Because if so, absolutely. I quite enjoy that one. Best MTG tribe. Ooh, Doro asking the real question. Everybody, what is the best Magic tribe? We don't know what decks are in the finals just yet. You just saw Channel Fireball top 8 tribal decks on YouTube? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Removal tribal, that's a tribe probably. I don't really know what my favorite tribe in Magic is. I guess Goblins is pretty fun. I'm not really sure what my favorite tribe in Magic is. Squirrels? Squirrels, probably. I guess Squirrels. Deranged Sherman is probably one of my favorite cards ever. Assembly Workers from... Grandpa's Assembly Workers. That's so perfect. Have you ever seen the movie Gran Torino? Because he was an assembly worker who was... Actually, I don't think he was... he was a grandpa. And he was previously an assembly worker. Oh, you should check out the movie Gran Torino. Everything is working out flavorfully for you. I love that, Grandpas. Keep doing what you are doing. We didn't say Tree Folk. Haters. Actually, I do like Tree Folk. I have played that. I've played an EDH Tree Folk deck before. Cats? Nice. That's a good one. That is a good one. You do like some allies, you'll probably build Merfolk or Slivers. Allies is sweet. A Legacy Scrolls deck, that is very cool. That is pretty cool. Legacy is much nastier Hardlock decks than Little Lantern Control. But Lantern's so cool. Legacy Lantern, I know that Zach tried it at one point. I'm not certain if he was ever successful with it. I don't know, we'd have to find out ourselves. But welcome everybody. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. Join us more in the future. Like and subscribe, it really helps us out. I guess technically this is going to be posted to YouTube. So to all of you YouTube viewers out there, like and subscribe, it really helps us out. Man, that is like the most YouTubey thing that I've ever said, I think. Okay. Yep. Yep. YouTube. YouTube it is. You wish Giants were stronger, but Cats always play well. I know, I know that it was the right call. I 100% recognize that it was the right call. So don't get me wrong. But I wish that Felidar Guardian wasn't banned and that Saheeli was, just so that I could flicker the Regal Karkaroll with Felidar Guardian. That's it. That is 100% my reasoning. Mangara Lock is your favorite for Legacy? Nice. Werewolf Stompy. You want to see it live? We have seen it live once in our standard streams. We have seen a werewolf deck. You guess cats have a dragon now, so that's kind of cool. That's true. There is cat dragons, though that was already within the flavor on Dominaria. Within the story there were cat dragons. They're just finally actually printing them, which is going to be pretty weird. Thorfinn, dumb question. X-Mage, Cockatrice, what are those? They are both magic emulators of sorts. They're basically like Moto without it. You have to do a lot of the ways that, like, you load it in, it's free, but it's also not official in any sense. I have not used them myself, but I know that some people do. Yep. I have not used them myself. Cat dragons. Just about playing Pauper on Moto. Do it. Absolutely do it. There's the weird Legacy Stompy with Blood Moon. Yeah, Dragon Stompy. Dragon Stompy is sweet. Never pulled the trigger, though. Pauper Online is super cheap. I would actually recommend it. That's like the place to play Pauper. So, what have we got? Oh, okay. Okay. Character superior for playing with opponents you trust. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's better, but there's also a lot more capacity for just, like, not following the rules. I hear you. I hear you there. Okay, so my hair's got this, like, swoop thing in it today. I woke up, and my hair's got this, like, swoop thing where it's, like, moving over today. You can't really see it, but, like, more than usual. See, that's, like, normal TJ hair. That's, like, swooped TJ hair. And I just don't know. It's like I can't bring it over, so it's just kind of there today. I don't know how I feel about it. It's just kind of swooped. It's just kind of swooped. Either way, that's kind of fun. They said college budget. They didn't say that they were in college. Just tossing that out. Just tossing that out. College budget was when you had the most money. That is funny. It's funny how that works that way sometimes. So that's, except werewolves instead of dragons. Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm going to open this door again and hit them with my, oh, not quite blue steel, but not quite magma. Oh, actually, I think it's going to be up pretty shortly. Because that one is not quite going. But let's see what we can do. Hi.
I'm KO with my deck this week.
Nice. We're talking about your hair? Really? Sometimes when you're between rounds, you just kind of start bringing stuff up, and I just noticed it myself. But I apologize, Blue Team, if that does not jive with your.
Wait, why are we apologizing?
What?
I heard apologize.
Oh, I mentioned my hair. It's had this whole swoop thing going on today.
Oh, yeah, it has.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, as long as it doesn't swoop right.
What?
No, swoop left. Sorry.
What?
Making a Tinder joke. I can never remember if it's right or left. Sorry.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But anyway, so I got your finals.
Okay, tell me more about it.
You've got Steven facing the wall,
Okay.
and you've got Sean on the other side. Yes.
Okay.
Steven is on Abzan, and you've already had Sean on camera.
Is Sean the one that's playing?
The quad black 4-drop?
This is the necrotic.
No. This
Oh,
is
wait.
This is the one.
No,
with,
this is the vial. This is bug vial.
Yeah,
isn't
this is the Vile deck.
it? Okay. Okay.
Also, I saw Testing Tactics. That's probably going to show up post-board.
Interesting.
When you fight with Obliterator, you will win.
And Steven's on Obzom?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Dope.
So, while we're getting this set up, have we ever considered playing replays of matches in downtime like this? Yes, we have. In fact, we've considered just about everything. But while I'm typing this in, I'm going to give the quick breakdown of what this is. This isn't an excuse, it's just the reality of the situation. This is a small stream run out of a game store in which almost all work being done is done by myself or people who are friends of mine willing to do me favors. All the co-hosts, and we're basically operating on a skeleton crew at all times. We have very few resources. We're limited by time, money, and the fact that we are just operating out of a game store that needs to continue operating as a game store. We also can't have deck lists because it needs to logistically operate within weekly tournaments. So yes, we have considered it, but currently we don't have the capacity to do so. We are working on getting a second computer as soon as we possibly can to increase our ability to do things like that and also Skype in some guest hosts. We're also working on the ability to eventually have 2 cameras online so that we have 2 featured matches so that we can jump between them during sideboarding and also during matches. Yes, they're good to go. We'll hop down now. You gonna come join me?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll see you down there. They're good to go. So, players lining up here, and beyond that, it's just trying to figure out the time for things. Because again, we have very little time. So while we do want to implement all these things, we need to take the time to do it, which is very difficult. So yes, I would love to play replays of matches, and then actually, like, the envision would be that we would have this one while the backup camera records another match, and then when this one finishes, we would go back and do the time shifted thing that Channel Fireball does, where we play it at 1.5 speed and commentate over it. Unfortunately, the resources to do that require significantly more equipment, processing power, time to program it, the ability to do so, and
Time.
actually building the machinery along with the equipment to be able to have a secondary thing, which sounds like very small obstacles, but then when you consider the resources, time, and people that we have to do it, we don't have currently, but we are working on getting there. But that is a great question, and I'm happy to answer it because we would love to improve over time.
All about time.
Thoughtseize, we see Notion Thief, Vendilion Click,
A lot of pretty
Brainstorm,
cards.
Deathrite Shaman, and
Look
Leovold.
at this Notion Thief. Is that the card everyone's going all crazy about?
Yes,
a very
earlier
cool
today it did that. It was up against a Gristlebrand and a Jinkataxius.
Yeah. Notion Thief is real cool.
Jeff Hoogland hosting the stream with 73 viewers. Thank you.
Hello, MTG
It
bot.
said Hoagland. Jeff
Hoagland.
Hoagland, thank you so much. I messed it up again, but I will improve and I will get that right. Thank you, everybody who is watching that one. Blue Team, you did not come across as rude. I understand that there's always room for improvement. My intent
Always room
is
for
to
improvement.
turn this stream into one of the premier streams for Magic. That is my intent, because basically when I do something, I decide I want to be the best at it. And right now, I want to be the best at this.
First things first, we need a better room.
Which
a
we're
bigger
working on.
room. Yeah, bigger room.
Is that public yet?
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Mysterious.
Yeah, no, actually, it's not that big of a deal. There's a couple places that we're looking at moving the store to, which would be a significantly bigger place, which would allow him to have his own stream room. So, we'll see. It's actually just another storage closet, but there'll be significantly less storage and significantly more stream.
I'm going to help you design how everything works.
Yeah, it's basically just going to be a room about this size, except for without a little bit of obstacles that we have, and it'll just be a, regular looking room. About the size of like your average bathroom, but it'll be just for the stream. So,
Whoa, my goodness, Draco.
Canada, welcome Canada.
Welcome from Edmonton. Say hi to everybody in Edmonton for us. I'm not sure if you can speak on their behalf, but I will allow you to do
Yeah,
so.
I mean I don't know anyone but you, so feel free.
Exactly. But yeah,
we'll see.
we're Geek Forge. Oh, Hymn to Turok, I love it.
The hymns are good.
Sing a sweet lullaby to your opponent as you
We got
basically
5.
bury them in lost
And a
resources.
3, 5 and a 3. Notion Thief and a land. Ooh, that was the second. Oh no, he had 2 lands there, and a wasteland. Yeah, he's sitting on 1 land, I think now.
That is brutal. This is going to be a question for you to respond to for Thorfinn, if you feel the
Oh,
ability to
I
do so.
will respond to anyone named Thorfinn. That's a sweet name.
Possibly get more in depth between games, but
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
love to
yeah.
hear an answer about that one.
Well, yeah, we can go into that in a little bit. The short answer is yes. Yeah.
That is a short answer.
I mean, for the most part, anytime, one person comes in, that's more than who would have come in. And actually, someone came in he was up here from Portland, I believe, for a job and stopped in because he watches a stream. So, very nice guy. And he's looking at building a Legacy and Modern, both Storm.
Did the Lands win earlier? It did win its match, yes. Yes, it did, Widowmaker. So, Brainstorm from Sean. Now, this Vile deck is a thing of beauty.
Oh,
Earlier,
yeah.
we saw him beat an Inkwell Leviathan by viling in a Phyrexian Obliterator
Yeah.
to obliterate the opponent's board and take the win.
Another Thoughtseize, yeah.
This deck is just got everything.
Sean's playing some good stuff, and he's playing some good looking stuff.
So this is Bug Vile running. That is a Setessan Tactics?
Little known fact, Sean is actually what used to be a level 4 judge. And,
Really?
Yes. I don't know if anyone knows what a level 4 judge is and what it takes to get to that, but it is not easy, and they are the people that basically run Grand Prix. So he is a good person to know when it comes to rules, because he's the head guy. Level 4. Now they don't go up to level 4 anymore. I think they
Didn't they have like 3 or... There was like a handful of top level 5s, right?
Yeah, I think there's under 10 level 5s, I think, in the country.
At
At
the
the time,
existed.
when that existed, and he's
Level
a
4 is-
level 4 is no joke. I mean, you definitely you dedicate time. Getting to a level 2 takes some time. Getting to a level 3, it takes definitely some time, and then getting to a level 4 means that Sean at one point knew one of those level 5s that then gave him the thing. So until he levels, I think he's capped out at this point. I think he hit that level cap real.
He's waiting for
man.
the next expansion until they raise the cap.
Here comes another brainstorm. So Steven is just can disrupting.
Can he multi-class? Well, he's trying to be a legacy player in addition, actually.
Yeah, actually, he can multi-class. He's a modern and legacy player, and he likes both formats. So that's actually something pretty solid.
Oh my goodness.
Another Thoughtseize. So this has actually just been I don't know what Steven's life at, but has he just cast 3 Thoughtseizes and 2 fetches?
Pretty much.
So
2
he's-
Thoughtseizes, 2 fetches.
Well, he's casting a third one right now.
Oh no, that's the second one.
What's
the first one is a. Oh no, you're right. That is 3. I'm
yeah,
sorry. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. That is.
So
3.
he's down to he's just 8
We'll be at 12.
damage to himself. Hello.
Clearly, Death Shadow is leaking into.
Yeah. That'd be really funny.
into
Man, he
Legacy.
slams down to Death Shadow and his opponent's... I mean, actually, he probably won't be that shocked because Sean is playing a bunch of cards that his opponent will be shocked at.
True.
So he's going to Vial in, response, click?
No, because that
It's
was
a-
on 2.
It's a Spell Stutter Sprite, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
Man,
he countered
all
it.
of these promo arts are throwing me.
Yeah, yeah. So
Didn't it
he-
start in Legacy? Yeah, but then people realized that. Well, I think Invigorate's pretty hilarious against Death Shadow.
Yeah. 1, 2... Hang on. I think he might... Hey, Steven. You've taken 2 fetches and 3 Thoughtseizes? One got countered.
Yeah, the one got hit by
That's
the
right.
Spell
It
Sprite.
did get hit by. I apologize.
I just got a little bit hasty lowering the life total there.
Yeah, no, that was... I forgot. Yeah. Sorry,
So-
I knew that happened. I'm sorry. That
So,
was my
what's
fault.
up, Giselle? It's good to see you.
Hello.
Also, Brick Ows. Your name's awesome.
Yeah, that
So-
promo Spell Stutter is very nice looking. Oh, gosh, and here comes the Leovold. This is a card that is just...
Drew him a card.
Yeah, well, and does
Drew him a
it-
card and gain 3 life. 3
was
mana,
gonna
gain
say,
3 life, draw a card. Would you play that?
Well, here's the crazy thing is the fact that, like, you can't even... Like, it's not an automatic. If he just draws a counterspell, he's like, nope, sorry. Like, that draw ability happening before that he dies is...
This is a
so
click
key.
at the upkeep in response to this trigger.
That's a Vendilion click.
So
He's
Sean,
gonna click himself.
getting rid of this, we're looking for land.
Yeah, yeah.
We have been missing on land drops, and actually this Vial is the only reason why Sean is even operating.
Yeah, that turn one Vial.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, Sean is playing a very cool version of, like, 4 colors
Is
with
anyone
Vial.
Is anyone playing Portent Miracles?
No,
I don't believe so.
and I don't think anyone will. I think they're just gonna let. I mean, it's kind of one of the. I feel kind of bad. Miracles kind of reminds me of, like, all the people are trying to build it. It's just like, just let it go away for a little while. Once they realize that they potentially have made a mistake, then we'll see something different.
I think that there's capacity for a control deck, but I think it's going to take a lot. Like, I actually love what's happening with Legacy. The lack of major premier events for Legacy is leading us to probably the closest that we can get to an organic development of the meta.
Yeah.
Since, like, everything else has huge events,
Yeah.
this is, like, the first time that we get to see it, like, developed through online and game stores and people actually having to figure this out.
Big reason why Portrait Miracles is probably doing well on Moto is because Moto is literally filled with Delver Deathrite decks, and that's what crushes those. So it's
But
like
if that's the
basically-
meta, then that's the meta.
Yeah, basically if you build a deck,
Whoa! And Steven just picks it up! One land! The Vial puts in Phyrexian Obliterator. The Tarmogoyf slams flat out into it, realizes that it has made some life choices that it does not agree with any longer, and Steven just picks him up, and Sean moves straight into game 2.
yeah, he just slammed that down. No hesitation.
The old 3-card combo, 1 land, 1 Vial, 1 Obliterator for the
He
win.
actually won that with a single basic island and an Aether Vial,
And a quadruple black card.
and just curved out into a spell stutter countered. Vendilion clicked his own guy away, upticked it to 4.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
that's you know what? It's some people won't always laugh when they're like they ask about prices on Obliterator. I'm just like, yeah, he's like, you know, $27, $26 or whatever. They're like, really? And I'm like, have you read him?
Brick House with the sub. Thank you so much. Obliterator is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
If there's anything that's gonna earn you a sub or you're gonna want to see again, it's that.
Mickey Zero with the sub. Apparently, you are correct. Thank you so much to both of you.
The
That
man-
is incredibly kind of you each.
The man Aether Vialed in an Obliterator to block a Tarmogoyf to make his opponent scoop. I mean, like, there is. I mean, that's some good stuff. Sean is single-handedly like getting people to want to like watch this again. So maybe I should ask him to come back more often.
Pain Zero? Yes. If 5 damage is dealt in combat damage against the Obliterator,
Yeah.
you sacrifice 5 permanents.
It's damage dealt to Obliterator, which is the tricky part.
and it's
because-
per each point of damage.
Yeah, it's a very.
It's a reckoning.
It's a cool card. Like, I mean, it is. Yeah, no, definitely filed in. He ticked it up to 4, and then he held off on the 4. He was going to go to. I don't know if he has any 5.
I think it goes up to 4. I think he just values his way up the chain.
Yeah, and then he sits at the 4 because he's also got a Notion Thief too at 4.
It's like the opposite of Pod. Instead of jumping ahead in CMC, he's just like
Yeah.
he's always staying behind, but it'll catch you off guard whatever it is.
I wonder if Sean would be interested in playing as foretold in this deck.
Probably too slow.
It probably is, especially for Legacy. But I mean, when you're playing cards with like Click and Spellstutter Sprite, I'm thinking maybe you can kind of hold off for a little while. I don't know. I mean,
That's
maybe
a
not.
spell spread on like 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But I mean, if any deck was gonna do it, this
Thought-Knot Seer.
Thought-Knot Seer is really good. Yeah,
Though I
Does
guess
Vial
the mana
actually
base probably
Legacy
can't
play?
support it, so cast it without Vial.
I have seen people play to answer your question. Oh, and I'll answer another question in a second. I've seen people play Vial Smasher in Legacy. Absolutely, it's kind of not mainstream, but I mean, definitely some people can play it. I forgot what that question was.
13th Fox. Oh, the question.
It
How
was
has
an
the
increase, yeah.
store been affected at all by the stream?
So here's the tricky part. I definitely know that people have ordered off of TCG because they'll say, "Hey, love the stream, thanks a lot," which I think is very funny because the website actually you can order straight from the website.
GeekFortressGames.com.
Yeah, and like you can purchase cards through there, but they still order through TCG, which is fine. I'm happy to just get the purchases either way, but you can order straight off the website, and I do ship it all. And I definitely know that people have come in who watch the stream, whether they're just visiting, family, home from college, or whatever. Especially during summertime, we might see it more often. But yeah, to answer, the short answer would be yes. Like, you know, if even one person comes in and spends money that watches the stream, that's a, you know,
Woo!
that's why we do it. That and, you know, we can hide TJ in the back for a while. He's really, I mean, like, you see how crazy he is. He can't sit out there and play. He just flails his arms and hits his, you know, people next to him. You have to put him at his own table. So we sit him back here. And now he can just talk to everybody. So it works out anyway because it's what he does out there. Whether they want to talk to him or not. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's good times. And look, I'm not wearing a green shirt this time. So you can actually, you know, not, like, see behind me and through me.
Flail Fort?
Yeah,
Close. It's Fort
true.
Flail. But fair enough.
Either way,
Plus, there's so many exciting things happening with Geek Fortress right now.
yeah, that's true.
So many. I'm hyped about next week. I'm hyped about the other
That's right.
thing, and I'm hyped about the
Next
third
Thursday.
thing.
I forgot. I've been really busy lately.
Really?
Well, no, I just mean like getting a lot of this stuff set up and trying to do other things. So
No, I hear you. I've also
yeah,
been busy.
that is pretty close. That's about 80% true, and the real reason why he doesn't play a lot of Paper Magic.
DQ'd for accidentally flailing into
Yeah,
opponents.
you can't flail and elbow your opponents. That's or not your opponents, but the people that he's not even playing them. They're just like off to the side.
Do you have any Beta Island Art C in stock?
I don't remember which Art C is, but I want to say yes. I have a lot of beta lands. They're not all in stock because a lot of them like there's quite a few of them. They're just a pain in the butt to each individual one, each
Classify.
individual art, which of the there's 3 arts for each land and then 4 different conditions for each one. So okay, I'm assuming it's the one that everyone likes.
It's the dark purple one.
The really really dark one. I think it's the one actually that Sean is playing, except for he's got the foiled version. All of my
Naturally.
portents are out of stock. I'll double check on that one, but most of the cards that are in stock on there are essentially commons and uncommons from the last like 6 or 7 blocks, and then all the rares. So like, unfortunately, the cards that are about 7+ years old, the commons and uncommons, I haven't gotten all of those in there yet because it just takes so long to add a card one at a time. But I'm working on it. So if you email me, and if you're looking for something specific, I can actually just dig it out and find it. So,
And where can they email you at?
yeah, info@geekfortressgames.com.
info@geekfortressgames.com. How easy to remember.
Yeah, makes sense. And you can also just shoot me a message if you're on Facebook at the store page.
What?
Yeah.
At facebook.com/geekfortress, they could just send you a message
Yeah.
and find out if you have a
Oh, look,
card?
the link's right there.
What?
Look,
My
it's-
goodness.
Right
At the bottom left?
Yeah, I guess I can't really do that.
We should add the email in there. Good call, Jonathan Cool. We should make that command.
Oh yeah.
That'd be too easy.
Right. We are professionals. Oh, well that's true. It is on the website.
And the Legionnaire. Thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. What is your favorite deck, Dylan?
My favorite deck is Reanimator in Legacy, not the red version. I like playing the blue version
With the green splash?
with the green splash. Actually, I
For?
was splashing red for a while, but I have to go back to green.
And what are you splashing green for? I think
Green-
it's 2 cards.
Green is definitely Abrupt Decay.
And
It was Golgari Charm, but I'm not sure about it yet.
I'm not talking about a card that you cast, but it is green.
Oh, actually, he's not in there anymore either. Archetype of Endurance was in there.
You took out the Arc Pig?
Yeah. Less miracles means less swords means less Caraxes.
Fair
But
enough.
if I start
Definitely.
seeing a more again, then maybe I add it back in there
I hear you.
because there's just sometimes where having hexproof is just
Savage Pig! Thank you so much for hitting that sub.
cool
2
to
months
use.
in a row.
Savage Pig.
You are cool, Savage Pig.
2 months in a row. Oh, I gotta hit that button too.
That's the true Arc Pig.
yeah.
So, a Deathrite
How
Shaman
many
for
were we at?
Steven.
That was like oh yeah, right there. Today's 4 count 7.
Yep, we are
So-
up to 150. We started at 145.
If we get 3 more, am I allowed to give something away if that's cool?
Yes.
Cool. All right, 3 more. What do I give away?
You might be better off saying that when we hit 175 that we'll give something away.
No, I
And
want
then
to
you can do something like way cooler.
Oh well, how about I do both?
Okay.
Why not Zoidberg?
So, a hymn to Trog
Hymn to
from
Trog.
Steven.
Wow, this looks like. Look at this start.
Just like last time, but this time,
Double Deathrite and a hymn.
that's actually insanely good.
That's pretty good.
So you're saying that if we end the stream at 153 subs,
Yeah, we get 3 more for the day.
3 new subs.
Oh, what are we? Oh,
Or-
we're in the last round.
I mean, we're in the last round. That'll be tricky.
I am not out of those lands. I just don't put them in stock because I kind of like keeping them for myself. I'm sorry. Oh, there's a Zoidberg.
Yeah.
We don't have an email, but we have Zoidberg.
We have
Seems
priorities.
Seems, you know what? I mean, I can't even be mad at that.
So we have a Forceable taking down the hymn. Sean just wants to lose 2 specific cards rather than anything else.
Yeah. What do you get? What was the other card? A Deathrite and a hymn? Or a Force?
We did just hit 150. We
Yep.
started the day off at 145.
Yeah. Actually, I don't actually think. Am I out of the 1996 lands? That's weird. Oh, you know what? I think I have the 2001. Because I know there are actually some lands on the website. Sorry, just do it real quick. I think they're the 2001 though, because there was 2 different ones.
Another Deathrite Shaman on the battlefield.
Yeah, this card
And
is popular.
Steven just drew a Sigarda.
This card is popular. Yeah, Sean, he's got a lot. I mean, when you're a judge for this long, you tend to collect some cards.
You get some promos.
Yeah, you tend to. Oh my gosh.
4 Deathrite Shamans on the battlefield.
Oh.
That is just silly.
So, as of right now, there's never going to be a card in a graveyard again.
Well, Sean does have an Abrupt Decay, so he could take down one of these.
Mhm.
And actually, I'd almost advise it because of this. Obviously,
Over
he
the
isn't
dark-
aware, but that Sigarda is going to be a house.
Over the Dark Confidant. Well, he doesn't know that, though, but over Dark Confidant. Dark Confidant's going to get him right back into it.
True.
Hey!
What? Jay Wiz, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's good to have
Local-ish.
you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Wonder where. How local-ish were we at over there?
Thank you so much for the support. That is really, really kind of you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much.
I wanna
Can we
know
get
where
some
it's
emote
from.
hype?
Oh, there it is.
Let's get some emote hype going on in chat.
Everyone do the emotes. They're so cool when people do them. I don't know how to do them. I am not Twitch savvy when it comes to that stuff. I don't know how to press the buttons.
Sean does not have enough foils.
It's true.
You live in
Oh,
Bellingham.
okay. Oh, Bellingham. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely.
Are you going to come down and join us for our Legacy GPT next Friday at 7?
Yeah, there's actually. Oh, there they go. Oh man, there they go. I see a bunch of faces in there. That's a baby. That's cool. Babies are fun too.
And a Wasteland takes down the Underground Sea.
He's gonna eat it. Yep. What is Jay Wiz? Talk to us real quick here. What are you playing? Are you playing Modern? You're watching Legacy. You playing Legacy? What's going on?
What you
What's going
do?
on in Bellingham?
Vile up to
Beham.
3.
Yeah.
Tarmogoyf on the field.
Tarmogoyf's at a 3-4. That Tarmogoyf is never getting anywhere.
So.
Oh, okay. You play Modern? Play Standard? Play Magic?
Okay.
Magic more of an.
Is it just
Oh,
you? No,
eSport
that's a
game?
known thing. They want to. They've advertised that.
Yeah.
And honestly, they should. If the game
Absolutely.
has any future, then they need to.
Want to hear a fun fact? Last year, I think it was, the League of Legends, I think it was one of their bigger tournaments, got more viewers than the NBA championship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. No, it is real. Like,
Magic needs to move in that direction, or else the game will lose.
yeah, poker has definitely paved the way for people to watch, like, just that kind of stuff. You know, poker and then other video games and people playing on Twitch, and then League of Legends was a huge part of it as well.
Yep.
Now people just enjoy watching this stuff, and especially paper, because, you know, MTGO is good, and a lot of, you know, anyone can do it, you know, but paper is, you know, seeing two opponents play good decks, people talk about it. That's why all those, what is it, the GPs and everything have like 10,000 people watching or something, just crazy.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
here we go. Sean is going to try to make those death rights, or not death rights, Tarmogoyf as little as possible. He goes down to a 2.
Okay.
He dings him for 2. Yeah. It's funny. God, League of Legends, man, it's so crazy. I remember, like, PAX like 6 years ago. Hey,
Staggeringly Exquisite, thank you so much
Oh.
for the follow. That is a great name.
that is a good name. That is a very good name.
That is a great one.
The League of Legends, I remember when they were on the floor at PAX and they didn't have their own room. Now they could probably literally just rent out half of the PAX screen. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are. And I remember when they were on the very floor and
Overwatch is picking up too.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Okay. Still needs to be more interesting to watch. They needed to. I don't play enough to actually have a full opinion on Marvel, but Marvel's terrible for competitive play.
Marvel.
Having a
The deck.
having a
Marvel,
coin
right.
flip as your premier tier 1 deck
Yeah.
is a
I mean,
terrible
Standard's in a
competitive
much better place than it was,
it's a
but
huge improvement.
yeah, but it's still it's got a little bit ways to go, and I think we're waiting for a rotation.
Yep.
Once that rotation happens, what's the prize payout? So everyone pays in $10, and then it's top 4 for the 12-person 4-round tournament will be paid based off of your overall record. So
Yep.
Swiss standings for the most part. So probably like a 40, 30, 20, 20, something like that, right around that. So first place will get around $40.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Not bad for a weekly event.
Nope. 12 people. Always, happy to see. And as you can see, a lot of these decks are being less and less proxied, which is good.
Actually, yeah, we are moving
Steven,
big in
yeah.
that direction. I mean,
Steven's kind of been working in his deck a while. Sean's probably had his for a while.
Sean probably has had his for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got tokens. We're finding some tokens. Oh, that reminds me, I have a token binder. I just got to get them built or put back in there.
Store credit.
Always store credit.
So we've got 2 spirits out for Steven, a Tarmogoyf, a couple of Deathrite Shamans. Sean with just the Deathrite Shamans, but we watched the Phyrexian Obliterator take the game with almost no resources last time.
Yeah. Oh, I think he drew a surgical.
Surgical's not bad. Hitting
mean, he's
the
got the-
Lingering Souls might be...
Oh.
Do you go for the Deathrite Shaman?
I mean, do you play it, but then use him real quick?
No, because then he'll just use his.
Well, he's got no mana open, so he'd have to.
Neither does Sean for activating them.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah, no,
Whoa, we're nailing
Okay.
Deathrite Shamans.
This is no longer a Deathrite
This
game.
is a Spirits and Tarmogoyfs game.
Yes, yeah, we got it. Yeah, Sean.
Can you store credit to enter tournaments? No, because
Some places you can. I've just found that it's not great for the store for the most part.
it hurts the store's ability to do these if you make it to where, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, if people are, using the idea for store credit is generally for, to use to pick up cards and all that stuff. But to use it for entries is.
No! The Phyrexian Obliterator gets hit by a
man.
Swords to
He had
Plowshares.
it and everything. But yeah, some places do. Some bigger stores, they can do that because they're so big that like it doesn't really affect them as much.
Oh,
For
no,
the most
taken
part, little stores would prefer to probably not allow.
Gains 5, loses 5.
Yep. No, it's only a 3/4, so
Okay.
he vials it in, goes the block. The block is swords.
Yep, and we dropped down an Ether Vial, but now we are in top deck mode.
Yep. With 2 death rights that will eventually be blockers.
Well, they are, they are now.
Yeah. Lingering Souls, believe it or not, still pretty good. I don't know what Sean really has here. He could really, so he blocks the
Taking
blocks
4.
The wave. Yep, taking 4.
You can draw into another Obliterator. That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Outclass it in combat and have him
He's
sacrifice
got
3
a land.
permanents.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it is not.
No,
I think
he's got a couple turns. He's at 10. Actually, he's only got, just swing with the death rights too. Why not?
Why? I mean, what's he gonna do? Block? They just bounce and you get a free 1 damage.
Yeah, so I think he blocks the Goyf here, but I don't think he's got. Steven's got swords in hand, so.
So
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people do like getting packs. So,
packs are fun.
thoughts on sensor and blue-white control? For which? For
Modern.
modern.
I actually like Censor a lot. Censor is probably my favorite. It is my favorite card out of Amonkhet. I'm not sure what the right number is, but I think that it should be tested in some numbers. I think that
got a
most
game for you.
instances where you run a mana leak, Censor is probably just as good in the majority of situations, and at least cycles in the others. But in a format like Modern, where most plays are made by the opponent curving out, like most of the time that you lose as a control deck is when your opponent curves out. Censor does the exact same thing as Mana Leak in that situation, except it's not a just Terabad top deck. So I think that Censor is very much worth investigating in Modern.
It's a cool card. Not to mention, it's cycling onto a lot of things. It makes it a lot better.
Cycling is, I think, one of my favorite mechanics. I would like it to become evergreen.
Cycling is a cool mechanic. That's
Maybe
for sure.
not common in every set, like not all over the place, but I'd love if there was like 5 cards with
Yeah,
cycling.
every now and then. Yeah.
You know, you do it similar to like some of the other mechanics that are evergreen but only on a couple of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Unban Jason Legacy. Oh.
Done.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've actually been on top of that as well. I don't think Jace. I think they're just
Have you
afraid
been
of.
Modern?
Yeah.
I not at all for it, but that's a conversation for a different time.
Yeah.
I tend to avoid ban and unban conversations because no one ever convinces the other, and you just become ingrained in your side.
Right.
for
Yeah.
more.
Everyone has their already opinions.
And the only people whose opinion actually matters is WotC.
Right. Just as a thing, I would be fine with it. That's all. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal.
I would have a pretty big problem with it.
All right. There you go.
Not to if they did it, I would say okay. I wouldn't quit for any reason.
Right.
Obviously they have a reason to do it, so I'll try it.
Almost minimum lose value by ripping. Wait, ripping is that playable cards are almost all.
Okay.
That's not true. Actually, I actually think that a lot more of the what set was it? I don't think this set. I mean, maybe the outside of the Planeswalkers, but there's a pretty decent amount of rares in Standard right now that are much more playable over the Mythics.
Mm-hmm.
Like Walking Ballista is just huge, and
That was
the Mythics
unfortunate
are
result.
okay.
I actually completely agree with the change in the ruling. I just think that
Oh,
it never should.
yeah.
It should have happened before that deck existed.
Yeah, it should have happened a long time ago.
Exactly. Like the new ruling is, I think, better.
It's just such a weird.
It's just unfortunate that there was a time in which it existed, which made it an unfortunate to lose.
Yeah, I'm actually all for it.
We played the Expertise deck in San Antonio, actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, Eric was on that deck.
Yeah.
At one point, he cast in Karizev's Expertise
Oh,
to
that's
take
right.
a Tarmogoyf. This was against. It wasn't Brad Nelson. Who was it?
I think I remember him saying that he took a Goyf and he
He
slammed down.
took a
some-
Goyf, and then he cast Breaking Entering, and put in a Simian Spirit Guide,
Yeah, solid.
and then lost.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it reminds me of the flip cards where their CMC when they flipped were 0.
Who's the
Flip-
Canadian Brad Nelson?
I don't know.
What's
Like
his name?
it's weird that the flip cards were CMC 0 when they flipped. Like then they changed it to where now it's just whatever their CMC is on when they unflip.
Oh,
which
the
is-
transform ones.
Yeah, which is the way it should have been the whole time, and that's kind of what I think about the split cards.
Okay.
So we got a game 3.
You think?
Sean on the play, looking for a turn 1 Aether Vial.
You think the van lost? Wild, thanks so much for that sub. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much using that Twitch Prime.
That's
You
2
get
to
one.
go. That's 2 to go.
You get a free sub every month. A free one. And
you
yet,
picked us.
you pick it here means the world to me. Thank you so very, very much.
It really does.
It's-
It does actually mean the world to him. I don't know if you guys actually catch that, but it totally does.
oh,
Hey,
you think the ban
you as
list
well,
takes
man.
away creativity to a degree? I would recommend that you play no ban list modern a lot. See what happens. It is significantly less fun than you think.
It's a lot less fun. Ironically enough, Burn won one of our only events by just literally putting in 4 Sensei's Divining Tops in Burn.
No, actually, it was running no banned cards. That was a different one that did that.
Oh, you're right.
This is the one where he started running Sudden Shock and
That's
Exquisite
right.
Firecraft.
Yeah, because
in the sideboard.
didn't a Hypergenesis win one as well?
Yes.
Yeah, Troy was playing Hypergenesis. Yeah, playing Modern with no banned cards, not fun. Playing Modern with maybe less, we'll see. But
Fun in small doses. If you
Yeah.
put any amount of competitive thought into a no ban list deck,
Right.
it gets straight busted. But if you're just doing it for fun,
I
pretty
think,
fun.
yeah, no, it was like fun for like a pretty, like
It's really fun as like a every month and a half kind of thing.
yeah, maybe even longer. Like it's a fun thing for every now and then. There's that Vial on 1. That's pretty good.
Vial on turn 1 is huge for Sean off of
Yeah.
a basic island. Hey, it worked in game 1.
It
So
absolutely did.
game 3, this is the final game
We
between
gotta
these two
fetch-
players.
Fetch Thoughtseize.
For the final match, both of these players with slightly unusual decks moving into the finals today.
Yep. Abzan's playing a pretty. Yep, there's the Thoughtseize. Gosh, I think that's a Spell Stutter, a Click, Deathrite,
I
Golgari,
think that's
and Urborg.
double spell
Or
stutter
is it
actually.
double Spell Stutter? Okay.
Yes. We need to play another no ban list. I'd do that.
Yeah, it's just tough because a lot of the times the modern players, and to be totally honest, they don't want to invest in cards that are banned, even if they're legal in Legacy.
I agree.
Mostly because they, it's gimmicky kind of a thing. It's an every now and then thing. Even a couple of other stores that did it a couple times is not doing it anymore. So
I still think I'd like to do a Popper tournament sometime, but actually have people for it.
yeah,
Popper's a lot of fun.
no banless Popper.
That sounds awful. I'd just play Affinity. Cranial Plating's great.
Yeah, I don't know about it. I mean, yeah, there are ban lists for a very good reason. They just some cards they shaded the symbol.
Peter
a little bit
spitting
off.
truth.
What's that?
Modern no ban list is dead.
Oh,
Frontier dead.
Yeah. I mean, they're gimmicky. They're fun for a while. I was happy with Frontier, man. When Frontier became popular, I could not give away Dig Through Time at $1 a piece. They went up to $5. I sold them all, and I'm like, oh man. And then, just like every said, they just kind of become fun for a while, and that's it.
Frontier will eventually exist. Just it was not yet.
Yep.
So we've got the Vial on 1. We lost the Deathrite Shaman, but Sean, 2 lands available, does have that Golgari Charm, which can sweep the field of, I think Lingering Souls is probably the main situation here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if Steven's going to have a big chance, definitely Lingering Souls is the one. And you know why? Because they fly over Phyrexian Obliterator.
Yep.
So Steven's at 17, goes down to 16 with a fetch. There he goes. Goes down to 16 with a fetch.
Don't worry about Frontier, it's dead.
Yeah,
now.
don't worry. You can Google it if you want to. It's like a quarter, half. Like Legacy is everything, Modern is half, Frontier is like a quarter.
It's like a third of Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So what does he got here? Steven, I think Steven right now, what he'd really like to do is
Stoneforge?
either a Stoneforge or a Dark Confidant or a Tarmogoyf.
Tarmogoyf's not bad, but it's actually
It's
not
only
that big right now. It's,
3-4.
I think it's a 3-4, yeah.
3-4. That's not, that's somewhat threatening, but it's not going to be really much.
No, and against some of what we've seen Sean do. One thing that I'm surprised that we haven't seen from Sean, and I'm almost certain it's in the deck and that we just haven't seen it, is Baleful Strix.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess actually a deck you would think would be running it.
Because a great enter the battlefield, already in the colors.
Yep.
It has a huge amount of value. I don't know, maybe it isn't in the deck, but I don't think that we've seen it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we got a swing for 3. Got a Wasteland. That Wasteland's doing nothing. He's definitely not going to Wasteland the Cavern of Souls, not playing blue.
It seems like a not great... oh my goodness, is that a Sword
That
of
is
Fire
a
and Ice?
sword.
Is that a Sophie?
Yeah, I believe that's a red blade. He goes up to 3.
What?
Plays that. That's weird. I wonder if Sean had 2 spell stats, could he have countered that?
Cast one, then cast the other?
Yeah.
Depends on what... Oh, because he could put in the one off of Vial?
Yeah.
No, because you need 3 fairies
Oh,
to
you
do
need
so.
3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 3 mana.
Yep.
And his vial wasn't up to 2, I think, for the Goyf, so.
Yep. So not quite at the moment.
That's not good. Tarmogoyf with a Sword of Fire and Ice?
Pretty big.
That's a big creature coming at you.
Yeah, absolutely. You could basically just rename that Tarmogoyf X.
Yeah.
And it's going to give it to you.
Yeah, oh, I get it. That's
Yep.
funny.
Thank you. I appreciate
Very
that.
funny.
I
Everyone
appreciate
laugh for TJ.
Don't. It's not
Just-
worth it. Oh, come on. That's
They're all laughing out there. Yeah, that's funny.
You can always tell when Coleman laughs. So we're suiting it up and
I
we
know.
are attacking in.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, and Sean's unfortunately got a Golgari Charm, which is so good against enchantments. Not that good against Sword of Fire and Ice.
Or, yeah, he's going to hit him for another 2. Ouch. All of a sudden, Goyf is a Wasteland Urborg, which is a weird... I don't even know if you needed to Wasteland that Urborg.
I have to pay respects for that joke. Thanks, everybody. And Sean is just picking him up. Steven
that's a
takes
good
it.
one. All right.
That Sword of the Fire and Ice was just too much. With
Yeah.
3 Swords to Plowshares and 2 Lingering Souls in hand.
Yeah, Abzan's pretty good.
Steven was holding on to a full house.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 3 swords and 2.
Oh, and a
Lingering
Jite
Souls and
on the
Jite
draw.
on the draw, yeah.
That, which, oh my
That's
goodness.
why equipment's good, so I'm gonna go see what we can find.
That is so good. Thank you so much for sitting. Let's head on up to the booth. We'll see you there. Is our stream playing in the store? No, we don't play the stream in the store. They were just laughing at something else because there's always fun happening here at Geek Fortress, located in Snohomish, Washington, located just off of Highway 9. Anyway, if you do want to come on, join us down for our modern events, standard events, legacy events, and all kinds of fun. Always feel free to stop in and just say hello. You can also check out the website at geekfortressgames.com. It's always a pleasure having you here. Join us for this stream, and if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that follow button. Join us more in the future. And if you feel like you want to take it up to the extra step it up a notch, then you can take it to the next level with that subscribe button. You get some sweet emotes. You get to help support this store. And if we end up getting, I believe, 2 more subs, is what Dylan said, he is, I think, willing to do a quick giveaway. Leonidas225, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. It's a pleasure having you here. He's got his eyes open looking for another match to show us here in the finals. Let's see what we can do. Give us more in the future. Oh, absolutely. Oh, wait, of that? Do you want more of the kiddo? The kiddo pitches? I'll see what I can do. Howdy, y'all. I can't do that. I should just do what I was doing. I shouldn't go too deep into it. Anyway, I'll have to get my hat. I missed that hat, though. But, yes, I am excited. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And remember, if you haven't yet, mark it on your calendar. Next Friday, 1 week from today, we normally have Legacy every Friday at 7:30. But next Friday, we're moving it up. 1/2 hour earlier, 7 o'clock Pacific time, here at Geek Fortress. It is not your normal Legacy event here. It is the Legacy Grand Prix Vegas Grand Prix Trial, the final Grand Prix Trial here at Geek Fortress. It is going to be amazing and awesome and exciting as these players line up to get some free wins in the early rounds of GP Vegas. Which event? All events. It's going to be a Legacy event of a lifetime. Check it out. Come hang out. Come have some fun. Watch the stream as these players sit down across their opponents with the intent to win it all, moving their way into Las Vegas, the land of victory, I suppose, and they're going to have some fun there. Check it out. It is going to start at 7 o'clock Pacific time, and we are going to be there throughout it. All rounds, plus cut to top 8. Do I think stores will lose popularity due to no more GPT? No. I think stores are still going to be popular. I do think that I'm going to be... What's up, Riot? It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining. I think that I am saddened that stores, while they don't get GPTs, that I get. But I wish that they'd give them an alternative thing that they could have of more variable format, of like any format that gives 3x Planeswalker points. Because now grinding is for Planeswalker points is a little bit trickier, because GPTs were a great way to acquire Planeswalker points. But that's neither here nor there. I think that's still going to be popular, and I know that we are going to actually be doing a 1K. There is a Geek Fortress Modern 1K, a true 1K coming up. So that's going to be really exciting, and I am hyped about that one. So I think that stores will have to adapt somewhat if that is something that brought a lot of people in to try and get other events that are high publicity. But losing GPTs, I don't know. But that's also something that Dylan would be able to answer much better than I could. What's the entry fee for the GPT? Let me find out. Are invitational qualifiers still going to be a thing? I don't know. I think so. I think so. Okay. Let's see. You just like some kind of comp REL legacy tournaments around you more often? I hear you. I'll tell you what. Let's head on over to Geek Fortress Games /events. GeekFortressGames.com/events. Let's see what we can find out. Checking out the store's website. Look at us. Aren't IQ Star City? Yes, but I don't think, I imagine that they're unaffected. GPT Las Vegas. Let's see what we can do. It is $20. It's a $20 event with a maximum capacity of 43 players. Huh, and we'll be streaming it. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here as well. I'm certainly excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, so mark it on your calendars half an hour earlier for a Legacy GPT. So, let's see what we can do. We'll see if there's anything else, otherwise we are close to calling it for the night. We'll have to find another stream to host on over to, which we will, because that is always fun. Spread the love around. But thank you so much for joining if it is your first time joining a Geek Fortress stream. My name's TJ. This is Geek Fortress. We do... How is that max amount and odd number? I don't really know. Actually, I don't really have an answer for you. I guess we can probably fit 42, and then there's room for one buy. As I assume is the case. Probably 22 tables and a bye. But not enough for 44. Is my assumption. So, let's see what we'll be hosting on over to once we are ready. Ooh, I do see that, okay. Okay, I think I know what we're going to host on over to. But yeah, my name's TJ. This is a ton of fun doing. I love doing the stream. I'd love to keep doing the stream forever. And I aspire to one day try and do commentary for Star City or Wizards. So if you ever do have questions, comments, feedback, definitely feel free to toss them out to us. We do just ask that it stays family-friendly and respectful to the players, as well as, I guess, ourselves and to each other. But if you do have questions, feedback, things that we can improve, things that we should keep doing, anything else, definitely let us know. I'm excited for Star Wars Episode 8. I suppose I didn't actually see Rogue One, but I suppose I should. Sounds like I'm feeling a lot better. I am feeling much better, and I would love to feel 100%. I'm at about 95 right now, but I am continuing to improve. I'm continuing to get better, and I'm hoping to be fully mended soon. TJP Soli, Star City, Burn commentary dream. Boy, that would be bonkers, wouldn't it? Burn? Yeah, burn. Burn. Haha, burn. Yes, more burn. Look at us burning. Burn. Burn. Look at the burn cards. Yes, they burn. Yes, they do burn. Yes, they do burn. It's quite a sensation, wouldn't you say? Absolutely, I would say it's a burn sensation. Indeed. Well, I'm hooked on a feeling. How about you? Absolutely. That's basically how it would go. Nothing but burn. Rogue One isn't necessary. That's good. The big thing is, like, yes, I'm excited. But I can be excited and that I probably may not even see it. I don't like going to the movie theaters. It's not really my thing. So I might go if I can find a reason or the motivation to go to a movie theater. But honestly, very rarely do I find the motivation to go to a movie theater. It's not really something that I do. Mostly because, again, I was talking about this earlier, I've got very limited time between streaming and work, so I've already working like between 60 to 80 hours a week. And then, with the limited time that I have, I would go to see a movie with my friends, except I don't really want to go see a movie with my friends and not talk to them with the limited time that I have to see them.
Oh, obviously.
Exactly.
So
I'm saying why I don't go to movies much.
Oh, I don't go because I don't like to pay for it.
That's also a big factor, but it's mostly like I have very limited time to see my friends. I don't want to spend it not talking to them.
Sure. I'm here to tell you that is the end of our matches.
Such a shame.
Yeah.
Such a shame. Saw Alien this afternoon. Disappointed.
Yeah, it's kind of medium.
Just like, what's
Alien
his
Covenant's
face?
just kind of medium.
What's his face from Kevin something from Hercules? Not Kevin Bacon. Kevin Costner? Disappointed! Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointed!
You do that.
No? Okay, whatever. Whatever. You gotta go with Coleman to some movies? Absolutely. Kevin Sorbo, that's what it was. Kevin Sorbo. What a great moment in that was. Alright, everybody. It is time to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to host on over to Holy Diva because she is a member of the Rogues Gallery, which is a phenomenal streaming group that I am so happy to be a part of, and so happy to be that group was created. And she's another member. She's a great member of the Rogues Gallery, incredible brewer, incredible player, and give her some support. Hit that follow button. Join her more in the future. So, remember, next week's Legacy event will be half an hour earlier. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, Icy Sound. I do really appreciate that. Have a good night, and I guess feel free to follow me on Twitter at RedBaronMTG. It's a good way to get in touch with me if you ever have any questions. I do receive messages, and I respond pretty quickly on those. At least I try to. So, definitely I will see you all on the interwebs. I will see you next time. We will be streaming tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Modern. Should be a good time. Why am I talking about Hercules? Because that scene is really funny. I like it. But thank you all. And from all of us here at Geek Fortress, thank you to the viewers, thank you to the mods, the players, to Dylan for co-hosting for a bit, to Coleman and Maeve for helping out find us matches along with Joe. Thank you to everybody who was involved, and thank you to all of you who subscribed, followed, everything. This stream does not exist without your support, and it's just such an incredible thing that I get to work with all of you. Crazy Quinn, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. For from all here at Geek Fortress, whether it's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. You just gotta remember that you're a Fortnite. Stay amazing, be amazing, you're amazing. Let's go join Holy Diva. I'll see you next time, everybody.